everybody, and welcome to the Absolute Football Podcast, Absolutely Lower League, the show dedicated to everything from the EFL Championship, League One, League Two, the Vanarama National League, and the Vanarama National League North and South. We've got a lot of football to get through, but not as much as usual, to be fair. I was doing the graphics last night, and I was like, hey, surely I've missed them out. But yeah. I'm sure we can make it last a very long time, though, with us lot, can't we? we could have one league and we'd still make it last like 3 hours. But of course, I cannot do this alone. And what a team I've got. Someone I've not seen for ages, though. Claire, how are you and how's your week been?
Hello.
It's been ages.
I'm not going to lie. I'm feeling a bit grumpy. So if anyone dares to, pee me off tonight, I'll probably have words with you.
She's ready for a fight.
I'm ready. But other than that, another county win, and Tommy Tuchel's joined us for the pod. So what is not to be like? Tommy.
I love Tommy Toots.
By the way, can I just say I've not heard that song before? What a good new intro we've got.
I know. I just really want to it's one of them where your knee slide at the end to it. It's like a proper Honestly, if I was on a dance floor and that song came on, I'd be knee sliding. And I'd probably get kicked out. You'd be fighting Claire, I'd be knee sliding.
I've already had a WhatsApp saying challenge accepted. Nice one, Amy.
Jen, how are you and how's your week been? I mean, I'd be knee sliding. Claire would be fighting in the bar. What would you be doing as well?
Probably just crying in the corner. That's what I usually do. When I've had a few too many drinks, you'll find me in the corner crying or dumping emotional stuff on you. So yeah, that's probably me. But no, aside from the football side of things, I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
I'm really good, thank you. Like Claire, I am a little bit grumpy. My first week back on my diet, so I'm a little bit hungry. I've got some mini eggs in the kitchen. I'm trying my best not to eat them. I'm sticking to the water diet at the minute, but apart from that, I'm all right. I have got another rant though, so be prepared, everyone. I've got another rant. I've got a rant every week now. I just feel like it's free therapy. I love it. Dan, 2 weeks on the bounce. I mean, come on.
I know. I'm surprised I even managed to get out of bed. I'm all right. I'm even better now. I've currently got Burnley Women's on. They're live on YouTube, and if they win, which is currently 2-0 up at half time, they win the Lancashire FA Senior Cup or retain it for 2 years in a row. So good luck to the women's side. Week's not been too bad. I'm going away. I'm going up to the lakes this weekend. So it's been packing and stuff like that. I'm one of them that sort of overpacks.
Yeah. And
then ends up you need to take half of the shit out of your bag. And you don't need that. When all you need is 2 tops and a pair of jeans. It's chill out. You're not going to Benidorm for a week, mate. Calm down.
Ask Claire, when we went to the Football Content Awards, ask Claire what mine were like. I brought everything.
Honestly, a full-on suitcase.
Yeah, but on my
I bet. Like a stylist, right, what do you fancy wearing? Pick anything out of that.
Exactly. I had straighteners, I had curlers, I had hairdryer, I had a brush, I had makeup, I had my clothes, I had everything in that little bag. I know.
I might use it this weekend.
Go for it. Do it. You're more than welcome to. But I've asked Claire and I've asked Jen, obviously, the question. But if you were in the bar with us, what would you be doing?
I'd just be partying. I would be partying. I'm the sort of person that take me out of Burnley Town Centre and I go a little bit mental. Because you're in a sense, when you go out around your own place, you're sort of reserved because people know you. But when you go a bit further afield, you're getting, oi, dickhead, down off the bar. And you're there being a little bit too much. So yeah, I'd be the one probably getting told off and you'd be like, I think Dan's been kicked out again. So other than that, yeah, why not? I like to be the entertainer, so let's live it.
I love that. And last but not least, Ben, how are you and how's your week been?
Yeah, it's been all right. We got some nice, beautiful sunshine down here in the county town today. Making the most of it before that rain comes back again for a few days. I was hoping it might have got past Saturday's game first, but it doesn't look like it's going to be the case. So, but yeah, other than that, yeah, it's been all right. Yeah, it's been a fairly good week all round, I'd say.
Same question to you as well. If you're in a bar, what would you be doing? I mean, I'm knee sliding, Claire's fighting, Jen's crying in a corner, Dan's just being Dan, maybe getting kicked out, sneaking back in, who knows? What would you be doing?
I'd probably be getting on the karaoke machine, to be honest, but if not, I'll be cheering whoever's winning out of Claire's fight, to be honest, and then but
I don't think anyone but Claire would win.
It goes out saying, of course, I'll be backing you all the way. But then if you're getting pinned down and that, I might change my mind. But it might be like Jen just crying in the corner somewhere with a couple of pints. That does need to be fair.
Especially if I get you another pint of lager.
No more lager. No more alcohol in general. I don't think I need it. You know that.
On that note, we will go to the people in the chat. Let us know as well what you'd be doing if you were on our night out as well. Kyle, good evening, legends. Looking forward to Championship and League One tonight. Was a great weekend for me. Chris has put good evening all. Evening, Chris. Graham as well has put good evening, guys and girls. Aled has put evening all. Being second was great while it lasted.
Huh.
Oh.
Go Wickham.
We've got Luke as well. All right, everyone. Horrid time to be a Gateshead fan right now. Or I know. It'll get better though. It'll get better.
Why? What's up with them? Lost a couple.
They've lost a couple.
Yeah. Say this in the playoffs.
I'd say we're coming for you, Luke, but we're really not because we keep messing it up too.
A lot of people keep saying Rob Elliott might go back there, aren't they?
Ooh.
Because he's just recently been given the chop, I think.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
Graham has put it's like an episode of the Waltons. Capelled has put, why have I called you Capelled? It's Aled. I don't know what I'm saying today. I know. What is going on?
DJ Aled!
And another one. Missing Stockport at home as I will be in Cardiff for Wales versus Kazakhstan. No trains going down, but a rail replacement bus service going down by train. And he's put, Dan. Shots. We've got a Football League of Ventures, put evening guys. We've got as well a Dan citing 2 weeks running. What a time to be alive. I know.
Because he was dead last week.
I know.
That's it. I've been released from prison, so I'm now allowed.
I'm allowed that now.
We've got Johnny as well. Hi,
somebody from Morecambe paid a £7 grand bail, Jen.
Oh.
Yeah. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. That's how I feel at the minute.
Johnny has just put as well. Hi, Shah, Claire, Jen, Dan, and Ben. Hope you all have a great day and have a good show. Oh, Johnny. We've got Simon. Evening, everyone. Hi, Simon. We've got Megs. I love Meg. She's got hello, you lovely lot. Oh, I love Meg. She's so lovely. Were you going for a mum, Shah?
But it was about your suitcase overpacking.
Oh, yeah. It looked like I was. I wasn't. I was only staying overnight, but yeah. Just got to make the most of it. You overpack, really? Really, Dan?
Yep.
Oh.
All the time.
Megs, hello, you lovely lot. I really hope that you're all doing well and having such a lovely night. You all deserve it so much. Oh, thank you.
Cheers, Megs.
Yes.
Another one for you, Dan.
You know what?
Hey,
We need
hit us
some
up with
videos
the
now.
videos to put in our chat.
Yeah, do it.
To be fair, a video came up the other day. Luckily, it wasn't from going out. It was when we had snow and we went to the top of the golf course, and everyone's just going down, pushing the kids down and getting so far. I thought, I'm going on my belly and I'm going all the way. So I've even kicked myself off. And as it's going down, you hear someone go, "Whoa, mates, look, he's going for there's like a bit of a lip at the bottom that goes up like that." And all you see on the video is me go over it, me separate from the actual thing and just land flat like that.
Wow.
And all I remember at the time was feeling like, because what my mate's other half went sort of at the side of me, but she veered off from that. And she went, "Are you all right?" And I just went, "Winded." So she's like, "I thought I'm going to have to give you mouth to mouth then." I'm like, "No, thanks." But no, I'm the sort of person who literally just does something and thinks afterwards.
Same, to be honest. But still poor Kate.
Yeah, definitely.
We've got our very own Sam as well. He's put, "What up, gangsters?" Don't think he's talking to me. I'm not gangster. You are gangster.
Definitely.
More gangster granny.
Yeah.
We have got as well. Lucas put, "I'll just be tall during the night out, but jokes aside, does anybody fancy a pub meal? I'll come."
Oh, I love a good pub meal.
Oh, Wetherspoon's finest. Love it.
Then.
Yeah.
Nice.
You can't beat the shits on a Saturday night, Claire.
Johnny has put, "I know it's not football related, but I've got good news today. I have an exam next week for a job." I feel like you do this every week, Johnny.
Johnny, you've had more jobs than I've had meals.
More jobs than Indeed me. We're only joking, Johnny. I hope, obviously, good luck, and I hope you get it. Sorry, that was quite a good one, and a quick one for me. Shauna's put, "Hi, folks. Hope you're doing well. Currently stuck in A&E, so might be in there till midnight. Who knows? Oh, no, I hope you're okay. Get well soon. I really hope you're okay."
Same, I hope you're.
I think it's time to talk some football, though, isn't it? Oh, and Johnny's, it's for a job recruiter role. Oh, lovely. Hope you get it.
Is it a Watford?
I love that, man.
Funny. Right, we are starting with the Championship. Dan, do you want to start us off with some Burnley chat?
Burnley won 2-0 against Swansea. Get in, start, and continue as you mean to go on. I mean, no, it's a bit of a weird one because you're at that time of the season now where you're watching the teams. But Claire's just batting off all those other teams, Wickham, everyone else, just like, get out of my way, Wrexham, do one.
Oh, she's really going for it now.
I think it's your suitcase has come back snapping like that book from Harry Potter. From
She was having a fight. She wanted that fight.
I'm fucking sick of moths in my house. Where are they all coming from?
My bag. I brought a collection to London with me. I've only just remembered.
This one's colourful. That's because it's not a moth shark, it's a butterfly. Yeah, but it's really nice, isn't it? No, I mean, you're starting to look at those games now where you're watching over your shoulder, watching out for Leeds, watching out for Sheffield United. But you've got to do your own job as well. I wasn't expecting how quick we turned the screw on Swansea. I think it were only, 3 minutes in before Brownhill had the ball in the back of the net. And then Jadon Anthony popped up as well. Swansea gave a good account of themselves. I think a few teams really have surprised me this season when we've played against them. Because you look at the position that they're in. So, I mean, I know we beat Swansea, we beat Cardiff as well, but Cardiff were a standout. Portsmouth were another standout for teams that have done really, really well. So yeah, all in all, I think it's a solid win for the Clarets, and I just couldn't believe Sheffield Wednesday on the Sunday. Oh, so frustrating. I really wanted them to even just hang on for a point, anything, but just was a bit too much. And then Sheffield United managed to steal a 1-0 win. See what they did there. Wahee.
Was you like that guy who goes viral every Wednesday?
I sat it pub and I'm like, come on, Wednesday!
Honestly, that is literally one of my favourite things ever. Every single Wednesday, like without fail, me and my sister always we always forget to send it each other, but on a Wednesday, we always remember. We're always like, have you never
seen that video?
Oh, you must have done, Claire. You have to.
Please.
Yeah.
Come on Wednesday.
It's literally a Sheffield Wednesday two Sheffield Wednesday fans sat at Hillsborough and they're just watching the game and this guy goes, come on Wednesday!
It's so funny.
And it's just,
I'll find it, you can. I'll send it to you.
Honestly, it's iconic.
Yeah. It is.
I can't believe you've never seen it. It's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
I need you to watch it now, Claire. Just go on
need to
Twitter and
find
type
it
in
now.
"Come on
Hang on,
Wednesday."
I'm going to WhatsApp it over to you, Claire, in a sec. So
Yeah.
All right,
Just while we're on that, though, obviously, the Sheffield Wednesday, Johnny's put his match report. Sheffield Wednesday away. I have to say, we were so poor for the whole game, even though we scored and won 1-0 with a clean sheet. Sorry, Dan. How can you not find that funny? Come on, Wednesday!
come on, Wednesday!
No. Every Wednesday now we should voice note in our group chat. Come on, Wednesday! Oh, Claire, come on, Claire!
You have all the secretary you've got. God. Probably right.
Oh, how can you
Right,
not find
but you know what it did remind me of, which I did absolutely love. Do you remember the In-Betweeners?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a guy who was a Leeds fan from London way, and he used to take his girlfriend at the time to watch Leeds with him. And one particular match.
Oh, yeah.
I know where this is going.
Leeds were playing.
It was on Undateables, weren't it? You know about the thing? Yeah, on Undateables.
Is that not what I said?
No, you said In-Betweeners.
Fucking hell, yeah.
Oh,
Undateables. So this
come on, Barnsley!
Come on, Barnsley! And he's like, no, not Barnsley, Leeds. And she's like, you want to call him Leeds? I want to call him Barnsley. And this goes, Barnsley and the other team. And she's like, come on, Leeds. Like,
Sam knows as well. Johnny's put, give Brewster a new contract. But yeah, honestly,
why? It's the only time he's turned up since he's filming being there. And the thing that annoyed me, Sheffield United celebrated that like it was they'd done it, they'd won the league. I know it's a win over your rivals and you do celebrate them a little bit more, but it's the way you played. I suppose I shouldn't grumble really, because as a team that usually plays shit and still somehow gets a result, you know, I shouldn't really grumble that they did it that way either. It's just they've still to come to Turf Moor and get something, and I will love it if we beat them.
I'm so sorry. I've just got in my head the Wednesday thing now.
Yeah, that's gone.
Come on, Wednesday. It's you know, I feel like really quickly before we carry on, we should have a competition and see who can do it the best. And everyone in the chat has to vote out of us five who can do it the
I feel
best.
like I'm back in school.
Is anyone up for it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Right, Claire, go on. You go first.
No.
So everybody in the chat, vote for who you think is the best come on Wednesday. Anyone?
Right.
I'll
Okay.
go.
Come on, Wednesday.
20-year-old woman.
Who's next? Come on.
Jem.
Yeah, go on then.
Just trying myself. Come on,
Come on, Wednesday.
Dan's going to be not eccentric because he's not
Oh, I don't know. I feel like you need to be shied on like he is. Just like, come on, Wednesday. You've got to sort of camp it up, haven't you, the way he does it?
Oh, it's hard, isn't it?
It is. What?
Come on, chat.
I'm gonna. Are you ready? Come on, Wednesday.
Got a single comment.
No one's voting for any of us.
now.
Dan.
Oh,
I'll take it.
Johnny's coming for you.
Oh, no, watch out.
Oh, oh.
It depends. You'll have to pass the exam first.
Lucas put as well. Thank God the National League is the last in the running order. I can get educated on other leagues. Bless you. Yeah. Oh,
Well, Lisa, you never got mates in.
So it's a tie at the minute.
Oh,
Claire?
oh.
Oh, no one wants to vote for me and you, Ben. I vote for you, Ben.
Thanks, I'll vote for you
Me,
too.
please.
My hearing's that
Always
bad.
happens
I
all the
thought you
time.
said I'm for you, Ben.
Ant is the winner.
Yeah, I think Ant won.
Ant's the winner.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sam.
Oh,
We were mates.
Hey.
Johnny. We better talk some football though, hadn't we? Like, carry on. We could literally just spend all night doing this.
Wednesday.
Feel like we should get the whole podcast team to do it.
Yeah.
And every Wednesday, we'll have a new one going, come on, Wednesday. But we're going to have to talk some football. Claire, I will come to you first. Is there any standouts or any you do want to talk about from the championship?
Yeah, there is.
Go on. Enlighten me.
Two, actually. So I think a game that could be really important in the relegation battle, Derby in that away win at Plymouth. Obviously, they both have struggled this season, and I know like Plymouth rallied a bit after getting that new amazing manager who inspired me to want to play for him. And then obviously they've had a bit of a stutter, but it was like an 88th minute winner that Derby got. So you kind of think that when your team does something like an 88th minute winner so far away from home, that's kind of one of them that can, you know, pick them up and get them on a really good run. And the second result that's a standout for me, even though Watford ended up with 10 men, is the win for Oxford v Watford. I know like the red card was something stupid, like 80th minute or something like that, but the goal was like literally 2 or 3 minutes after the red card. But that could be a really vital 3 points to them.
Completely agree. We have got as well in the chat. Chris has said that his is the Derby one. Derby have done well with the win against Plymouth. It's their third win in a row.
Coventry as well. Like I
would have said Coventry and Sunderland.
Obviously, Sunderland are smashing it, and for them to not just win but to kind of batter them, I feel like that's a really good win for Cov.
I agree. This made me laugh from Luke. He's put Luton versus Middlesbrough just because it was the only 0-0. Fair play, Luke. Fair play. Johnny has put as well, good result for Coventry against Sunderland. Also a good result for Cardiff against Blackburn.
Yes.
Graham has put Sunderland absolutely limping into the playoffs. Jen, any standouts for you?
I would have said the Coventry Sunderland just because I think it's huge at the top of the table, that. But then also QPR and Leeds. Leeds drawing against QPR is massive for them. The points, they were like miles ahead, but now some teams could catch up to them, and it's not all done yet. Like, it's not over at the top for sure. Like I think anyone could go up now in the Championship. It's crazy.
Sean has put as well. Love a 0-0 we do, Luke. Lots to talk about. Ben, any standouts for you or any you want to speak about?
I would agree with Jen. I think even though they blew a 2-0 lead QPR, it's still a really good point for them at home. I think if they'd been offered that at the start of the afternoon, I'm sure they would have taken it. And you do start to think now, Leeds starting to bottle it a little bit now, which going back to their old routine of, they're getting to a good position where they look like they're going to comfortably get automatic promotion, and then they slip into the playoffs and then they blow it in that. So is this the typical Leeds that we always know, at this level? Yeah. But again, let's say we'll know over the next couple of weeks, see what they're made of now, because they need a reaction. They do, and they need to get back to winning ways as quickly as possible. But to be honest, I would have said Cardiff's win against Blackburn, but then again, I think just because they've been on a bit of a bad run recently and they really needed a win, it was Oxford United's win over Watford. They've been very much sliding down the table, when at one point they looked like they were going to be comfortably safe in the Championship, and they were starting to really get pulled into that relegation battle. So that win against Watford is a big morale booster for them. And again, they might just need a couple more wins now to secure their place in the Championship next season. But it's still a lot of work to do. We've still 8 games to go. But yeah, I think that would probably be my big result of the weekend. Obviously, again, well done to Coventry. Big win for them as well.
If I had to pick one, I know it doesn't come across as a big result because they are near and around the playoffs, but I didn't realise how well Bristol City were actually doing this season. Yeah. And you look now, we've not really spoke about them that often on this podcast, and look, they joined on points with West Brom. I think they're really going under the radar, and they're doing very well. And someone who was a bit of a blast from the past for me as well, who did get on the score sheet, was Naki Wells. I remember him from like his Bradford and his Huddersfield days, obviously in the lower league. So yeah, I just think they're doing really, really well at the minute. And we don't really spend a lot of time speaking about them, do we, on the podcast? We talk about your more bigger names and things like that. And as I was doing the graphics, I was like, wow, they're really smashing it this season.
I think because they've been really good, though. Go on, sorry, man.
So I was going to say, I think because they've been caught, I think everyone's been caught up, obviously, in that battle for automatic promotion and the top relegation battle. Yeah. So the playoff spots last 2 haven't really been spoken about, and I think maybe Bristol City won't mind that in terms of the fact they have probably gone under the radar a little bit, because no one probably expected them to be around. I know that in the past they've been flirting with playoffs and just haven't quite made it. But you do start to feel, is this maybe their year to get in the playoffs again? Would they be a strong person there with the likes of whoever comes out of Leeds, Sheffield United, and Burnley? It's yet to be decided, to be honest. But yeah, I think they've got to be really pleased with such a successful season. I think even if they weren't to get in that top 7 now, I think they still see it as a really successful season for where they've been, because they've always been around mid-table in recent times, and they need a good season, I think, and even just to win the playoffs, it sort of gets the supporters on side and gets them excited a little bit. So, yeah, I think they deserve a lot of praise they do for how they've gone about their business this season.
They've had a few players out with injury as well. Likes of Luke McNally's out for the rest of the season. Yeah. Some first names on the team sheet missing, and if anything, they've had to dig deep. But they've got a really good core group there, and with everything that Liam Manning's gone through as well this year. I think it would be a massive, welcome bit of happiness. 2025 has been an absolute bag of crap, so why not end it on a high? And getting Bristol City into the Premier League via the playoffs, that'd be some shout. And I don't even think there'll be many Bristol City fans who will have even had a punt on that at the start of the season.
Just a few comments. Simon has put, I saw a rant in Durham on Saturday. Thankfully, it was before the game, as I don't think he would have talked to me if it was after. Johnny, Dan, do you want first or second? I'm guessing he probably want first, but he takes second as well. Would you, Dan?
I'm not arsed as long as it's me and Leeds and you red and white shark rotting playoffs. I'm all right.
Alex put, how did Luton versus Borough end goalless considering the chances Luton had in the game? I completely agree.
Because Luton is shite.
Oh, I know.
Sad.
Ant came in as well and said, hi all, Sam, what did I win? Well, Anne, you won. We had a competition of the best Come On Wednesday, and you won it. You won it, and you have won a DVD of a Carabao Cup final. Congratulations. Newcastle did win that. Enjoy. As well, Sam did mention, and this is something to point out, so impressed with Liam Manning, didn't bring anyone in January either. Done so well. Completely agree. We have Ant has put, Simon, I'm blaming you for this sodding sickness bug I got. Oh, Jamie has put as well, what a win on Sunday. And he has put, up the Blades, the city is red.
At least you got something to shout about when you stay down because you don't win the playoffs.
Oh.
Hey!
Hey.
Oh.
Love that, Claire.
And has also put as well, 560 million to win the Energy Drink Cup. Wow. Hello, hope you're okay. But yeah, anything anybody else wants to talk about on the championship, or should we move on?
Yeah.
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 All done on that.
No problem at all. So the championship table as it stands at the moment. Leeds United are top on 80 points. Sheffield United are second, also on 80 points. Burnley are third on 78 points. Sunderland are fourth on 69 points. Coventry City are fifth on 59 points. And West Brom are sixth on 57 points. And then in the relegation zone, we have in 22nd, Derby County on 38 points. Luton Town are 23rd on 35 points. And Plymouth Argyle are bottom of the championship table on 33 points.
Green Army.
Green Army. Oh, that's another one we need to do at some point.
If they go down this season, then I get to go there for an Oggy Oggy pasty. And I feel
might go up though.
Nah. I feel like we should designate it as an absolute football podcast day out to Plymouth for pasties.
Yes. I love a good pasta.
You're dieting. You're dieting. We'll send you a picture.
No, it's worth breaking a diet for.
I can remove you from the stream, Dan.
Blend it and put a scoop of your vegetables in it.
Exactly. Exactly. Get a few carrots in it. Claire, the top game, obviously. Everyone will probably take the mick out of me, so I'm not going to say it. But the name that everyone laughs at me for saying, yes,
Bolton.
nil. Stockport County 1. Talk to us.
Bolton.
Bolton.
Bolton is shit.
Yeah.
They actually are really shit. Like, they had more possession than us, but they are all fart no poo. Like, they had 16 shots from range. I think our keeper got man of the match, but genuinely, most of them were just like shots at him and like that, picking up corners because the corners are going straight to him. He only made one good save, but also I'm really pleased about it because Corey Adai has been in for so much stick. Like, and I feel like his confidence is a bit shit for some of the stick that he's had from some of our fans, might I add. So I think that he seems at the minute to do better away from home. We had a great back-in. Unfortunately, Bolton played tit for tat and didn't give us many tickets, but the acoustics in their stadium are pretty mega, and like we made so much noise. We had a few shots that I think Kyle Noyle should have been sent off in the first half, lucky to stay on, but equally, I think a second yellow might have been a little bit harsh. So, but I wouldn't have complained if it had been.
You need an emoji on it too.
And then, Tanto, who again, I have said the only thing that frustrates me about him is that he's such a confidence player when things are going his way. Great. But let me tell you, the last few games, he's played really well for the team. And it's since he's been getting a run of games, a run of starts. He has been such an integral player for us. And I don't know if you've seen it, but what a goal it gets here on the left-hand side. Like, runs past two of their players and then gets it onto his right foot and sticks the ball in the bottom corner. Don't know why I'm pointing to the goal, everyone. But, and we won 1-0. We managed to defend like ridiculously well a late onslaught and rant time.
Oh, I love a good rant.
Corners.
Short ones.
When you're defending, no, it's a different rant about corners.
Oh.
You're defending late on, you're 1-0 up, you're talking 80 minutes plus. They are all over you. In fact, any time in the match. Why the hell do you not leave at least one player back? That ball gets cleared, it's coming straight back at you, right? So, does not make any sense. You need to leave someone out and give yourselves a chance of getting the ball back and then going off on a little break and run away and get a goal. I love Charlie to absolute pieces. And to be quite fair, I have no right to question him for what he's done for our football club. However, I can't not question it when it's coming back and back and back and back. Just getting straight back to where it came from because there's no one back to try and hold the ball up for a little bit. And just from a fan perspective, it's just a little bit gut-wrenching, if I'm being honest. But, Charlie, love you dearly, and I trust you dearly. Just maybe, please, think about it. But yeah, we won away. We're still in the playoff mix. And I'm happy as Larry, because as I said at the beginning of the season, I'd be happy with mid-table. And I'm just really happy. Really happy. We're doing so well for our first season back here. You can only imagine how much better we're going to do next season.
Do you know what? I'd love to meet Larry.
Eh? What did you say?
Me or Ben?
Oh, both of you.
Ben can go first.
I was going to say, in the Championship, you're looking forward to next season. Well, that's what I'm looking at.
I don't think, like, I've spoke about this on many occasions, like, with different people. I question whether we're ready to go up yet, because it might be a bit too soon, given our trajectory, the way that we've just kind of continued to climb and climb. And I don't want to be a pooper, because if we got promoted, obviously I'm going to be buzzing. There's no doubts about it. And we'd find a way to make it work. You know, we're well backed. We've got a really good owner. We've got a nucleus of a good squad already. And I think some of them could absolutely go and play higher. But I just kind of think maybe we need to stay here for a season and just, you know, progress a bit slower. But I do firmly believe that you can progress too quickly. And in my opinion, that's what Luton did last season, and it's bit him on the arse.
What about teams like Oxford, though? Would you not try and follow in their sort of how they came up and everybody sort of wrote them off straight away, thinking the nucleus of their squad's not great. They lost Murphy, who were sort of their talisman.
Yeah, I think obviously no one expected them to go up, and then similarly no one's expected them to do well. I feel like it would be a bit of a different scenario, and that's really is based on what we have, because we've got a very, very rich owner, like stupidly rich, like money that I could never dream of. So I do genuinely believe that if we were to go up, we have got that financial backing to get some players to keep us up. And like he's always said, we've got a 7-year plan to reach a championship. We're 4 years into it, right? So we've got time still to keep progressing. But I don't think that if we were to go up, he would sit back and let that be it. I think he'd want us completely. Not saying he'd like get us like going up again. I'm not saying that for 1 minute, but I think that there'd be some kind of
Who knows? It didn't work for Ipswich.
I think our ground's not ready for one. So we're very luckily, might I add, because a lot of teams that need a bigger ground are moving into soulless flat pack stadiums, and that's not happening for us. We're renovating Edgeley Park and making it a lot bigger, and it's sold out most weeks now, so we really need that, but that's been delayed, and I feel like maybe some of that renovation needs to happen before we go up, because if we're selling out now at League One level, like, it's not going to do us any favours going up another level, especially when you're probably going to be putting quite a lot on your season tickets to do it. And you know what? I wouldn't complain about that either, because, yeah, we're one of probably the most expensive season tickets in our league, but we're getting value for money with what's happening on the pitch. We're getting investment. So personally, I don't really mind it. Sorry, I know that's not what you asked.
No, but it's true what you say, though. We're like having a structure and things like that. You said, what, we're at 4 years into a 7-year plan.
Yeah.
You know, like when Company came in at Burnley, they had like a 3-year plan before promotion to the Premier League. Get a young squad and build it. But, you know, again, it sometimes it took off. And that can happen. I mean, nobody expected who played for Luton that was with them from League Two all the way up to the Premier player. So I don't know, if you've got the money and the financial backing, you never know. But it's one that you don't want to run before you can walk. So I get what you're saying.
And I think a lot of Wrexham fans are feeling that way as well, because obviously they're progressing at some speed as well.
Yeah.
Actually, and it's not known by many, but our owner's actually richer than Rob Ryan. We just don't have the same kind of income that they have through Welcome to Wrexham, because that's made them obviously a significant amount of money, which pretty much means that financial fair play isn't a thing for them. And do you know what? Fair play to them for that. And obviously I know there's a wide open race now for second place. And I'm just going to be bold here and predict that Charlton are going to finish second.
Ooh.
It's not a bad shout. They're on a roll at the moment, aren't they? But I look at the fact that, you know, from a neutral perspective, like, if the train's going fast, you almost don't want it to stop. I get what you say, Claire, because obviously, like, I think we had that success, you know, as our club, that we went from Ryman South to the National League in 5 years. And, you know, it got to a point where we were like, hang on, we're going a bit too fast here now. And inevitably, we came back down because we just didn't have the finances and the structure to do it. But I think it's all there for Stockport. I think it is set up. Like I say, I think, you know, I say the only thing is, if you flirt around for a couple of years in this level, does it start to slowly decline? And that's the thing. And then you're slipping down towards relegation. That's the thing. But I get what you say, because obviously you've seen clubs that have gone up to the Championship, and like say, like Luton, for example, have gone up to the Premier League, they've just come slipping right back down. It's a hard balance, and it's a case of, like, this is why recruitment is okay is to get right. Because if they do that, they've got every chance of doing well. But almost like when the train's going, you just don't want it to stop. That's it. And sure, Wrexham, I think, the same as well.
Yeah, but also in that same way, Ben, like when we were promoted from National League to League Two, we then went and got in the playoff final, didn't go up, and then won the league the year after. So I don't think it'd be a case of like, and I'm going to be bold again saying this, if we don't go up this season through the playoffs, I think we'll get automatics next year. And I know that's so bold because there's so many strong teams, and especially ones coming down as well. But I genuinely believe, because like, and it's not a coincidence, something like 13, 14 seasons in a row, we finished higher than we did the season before. Like, how many teams can say that?
Yeah. And you've got that momentum as well. That's the thing that a lot of teams struggle with. And obviously, that's the thing. You look at Wrexham, how they carried it. And I know it's declined a little bit from Mansfield as well, but obviously they were having the momentum from promotion last season. And at one stage, they could have been challenging for it. But obviously, things have gone wrong there a little bit now. And they'll be fortunate to stay up in the division. So it is a difficult one, but that's the thing. But what a dream it would be for where Stockport were, talking 7 years, to be potentially going to what might be like the likes of your Leicester Cities and all that next season, Southampton's that would be absolutely phenomenal.
100%. And you know what, Ben? I would not be one bit unhappy. I just feel like I've just got that niggling feeling that we're not ready.
Yeah, I get that.
Obviously, I'd go and enjoy it. Of course I would. Brackley to bloody Leicester.
We do have a couple of questions in here, Claire. This one really made me laugh. Sam put 4 years into a 7-year plan. Does that mean Stockport have a fart that pooped early?
Grim that, Sam. Anyway, Sam, you said you're coming to County. There's not many games left. You said this season as well.
Oh, he's in trouble.
Ty as well has said, Claire, do you feel that if you were able to keep the nucleus of your squad while adding to it, it may improve your chances if you were to get promoted?
Hi, Ty. By the way, my name's on the screen. It's got no eye, darling.
I've made that mistake, Ty. Don't worry about it. I've made that mistake and got the same grilling.
Don't worry, we've all been shouted at.
No. Yeah, good question. And actually, funnily enough, it's one we discussed last night when I was on the County podcast. And we have got quite a lot of players currently tied down to 3-year contracts. You've got Ollie Norwood. I think he'd be fine in the Championship. Obviously, he's got loads of experience, Premier League even, last season. We do have Brad Hills is on loan from a Championship team. Firmly 100% believe that kid is going into Norwich City's first team next season because he is a phenomenal talent. And when we signed him, and Rebecca said, just you wait till you see how good he is. He was our player of the season. I was like, yeah, all right. Obviously, you don't quite take it in. He is a talent.
You still have Nick Powell?
No. Brad
No.
Hill. Oh, we have got Nick Powell.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you still have him?
When he's fit. But then we've got like Tanto. You've got Will Collar's out of contract this season. You've got Callum Camp's out of contract at the end of the season. You've got quite a lot of our players coming out of contract. Good point. And I do think we do have a few players that would be fine in the Championship. But I don't think all of them would be, if I'm being honest. And I feel bad for saying that because I feel like we've got a great squad. We've got, a good bunch of lads playing for us. But there isn't sentiment in football, is there? And you sometimes have to forget that sentiment. I do think we'd be all right if we went up, but I don't think we'd be challenging. I think we'd just kind of sit bottom, lower half of the table. I don't really know how to answer it any differently. Sorry. Did that even answer it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the chat to see if there's anything else Stockport related. Nope.
Most of Stockport's related.
Oh,
6 fingers.
Do you know how hard it was? It was like there. It was there on end of my tongue, and I'm like, do I? Don't I? And then it's like, no, word vomit is coming.
Before I get to you guys, I will just go to the chat. Luke has put, by the way, Lincoln City are the most League One side I have ever seen. They never get promoted or relegated at all. They're just there.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Because they just.
It's like Rotherham with a Championship.
I think Bristol Rovers are doing really badly, so I did predict a Lincoln win, but I didn't think it'd be 5 goals to 0. Like, I'll be honest.
Kyle has put as well, wasn't expecting that result for Lincoln getting. We have Jamie as well. He has put, really good this as well. I completed a 92, even did Rochdale as an extra plus Barcelona.
Barcelona's not in the UK.
I know.
I love the similarities there.
No.
Yeah,
It was funny. We have as
The
well.
Rochdale Riviera.
I know. We have got Graham, bless him. He has put Wigan at home. Scoreline made it sound closer than it was. We dominated for 80 minutes and should have been more ahead. One lapse from us cost us their goal, but we managed to see the game out comfortably.
On fire.
He's put another 3 points as we continue this amazing run since January. Only 2 defeats and now 7 wins in a row at Fortress Valley. And then he's also put tough one Saturday away at Peterborough, where we've not won. Kean Hayes. Hayes will tear you apart again. Sorry. Where we've not won since 2010. I think so. I'd take a draw there, but hoping for a win.
I actually think that you'll be fine with that one as well, because
I do.
Peterborough are absolutely in the crap, and they're like 6 points off relegation, equal 4th bottom on points. So I think they're not the team that you've played in the last few years, because this is the poorest that they've been for a lot of time. I'm just off to kill them off.
Well,
No problem. Unfortunately, our next home game is on my birthday, so hopefully we make it 8 in a row. Then I don't curse it. Or I hope you win on your birthday. Hope you win on your birthday.
I don't. I hope you get beat.
Why?
Not because he's Graham, but obviously because we're 1 place behind him.
Oh. He's also put the battle for second to get the home playoff second leg is definitely hotting up. Let me just get rid of them comments. We have got as well, we've got Aled. He has put, if we end up in the playoffs, we are 100% not going up, as our record in the playoffs is like Portsmouth's. He's also put, Wrexham got the green light for the new cop to be built.
Nice.
About time.
About time you proved that.
I didn't do a graphic for this one. We will talk about Saturdays, but Chris has pointed out, I didn't know this, but there was one midweek League One game, Rotherham 2, Wickham 3. I didn't do a graphic for it because obviously...
What a game, though.
It was a great game, and good to see Kone back as well for him.
Good player.
Like, as much as I've predicted Charlton, that's because the momentum's with them at the minute. But Kone could be the difference for Wickham now, going into the run-in. 100% now, I think.
We'll just quickly... Do you know, we will quickly go to Aled, sorry. He has put, in regards to the Wrexham game, I want to say a massive thank you to the stewards and the Wickham fans who helped in getting the stewards' attention for helping a Wrexham fan to get to hospital safely.
Really good news as well.
You've got as well. Sorry, there's a lot of chat, so just bear with me. Alex has put Lincoln are the League One Newport. Ty, I think this was to you, Claire. Nah, that was a good overview. P.S. Can I just call you Jeffers instead?
Absolutely. And for some reason, people at work keep calling me CJ, so that's cool too.
That's my initial, CJ. CJC. CJ. We have got as well, Ryan has put, is it crazy watching Exeter City since their promotion? They start so great and then go on a massive winless streak, flirting with relegation and then back to being okay again. And he's put, hi, Claire.
Hi.
Sam has put, bet the Chippy at Barca is awful by comparison to the team. Exactly. It's so true.
Imagine how nice the tapas is there. I love a tapas.
Oh, yeah, I love tapas.
Luke has put holy 1-1s. And Ryan has also put Reading, a true playoff contender. Also, will Bolton ever get out of this league? What do we both think on the Reading as a playoff contender? And also, will Bolton ever get out of this league?
Could be. They couldn't score on Saturday, could they? It was an own goal that was a silly own goal. But if Reading... Because... Isn't the takeover really close to completing as well? So
it's not far off now.
Yeah, that's like, given the fact that they've done so incredibly well with such a shy owner, And they've just the players have been such ambassadors for that club to just do what they've done this season with all that going on in the background. I feel like, you know what, if they get buoyed by the news that there is a takeover, then yeah, absolutely. And it's not beyond the realms anyway, because they're only 1-2 places outside it, aren't they? Like a couple of points. They could do.
Will Bolton ever get out of this league?
No.
Not this year. Oh yeah, not this year.
No.
Tough sheet.
Tough sheet.
We've scored 6 goals against them this season and conceded none. That tells you everything you need to know.
There's also staff members at Burnley that left to join Bolton because it's a bigger stadium, which thought they'd be able to get more. Now they're asking for their jobs back at Burnley because the stadium's falling apart.
Ooh.
Oh dear.
10 years ahead, Owen Coyle said though, so every cloud.
If there is any Bolton fans in the chat, please come forward and have you say as well.
Well, they've got into hiding after getting beat twice by Lowly Stockport.
Rest of League One, no. Jen, I will come to you. Any standouts on here?
I think it's Huddersfield and Crawley 5-1. It's massive, and obviously Crawley aren't doing that well down at the bottom now. I think they're pretty much done. I think they're going down, and they obviously sacked Rob Elliott this week, so that's another manager gone for them. So where do they go from here now? Like, the players must surely be thinking, like, how can we try and escape this relegation, or are they just like, that's it, we're going down?
It's 12 points behind Jen now. 12 points already.
So it's like, it's difficult because I have a friend who's a Crawley fan, and he's like done. He's just like, I'm not going now because I think that's it. And I get it as a Morecambe fan. I'm starting to feel that way now, but it's difficult when you're at the bottom like that and you can't see a way out of it. I do feel for them, but I think they either need to get a really, really good manager in, or I think they're done for.
Do you know, as well, I feel like part of their issue, because like they have scored quite a lot of goals. They've conceded over 70 goals this season in the league. But you can't be doing that.
No.
And I also think the greater issue is not the manager, because it's proven they've had so many managers that are talented as well, and they keep sacking them. I think the issue is Wagme.
Yeah, 100%.
It just frustrates me so much with obviously Rob Elliott, because I feel like no matter what he were going to do, that was always going to happen. And I know you've got to take the opportunity. Obviously, it's a League One club, but with ownership like that, I'm just gutted he decided to take that step instead of staying where he was. Obviously, it was all going well there, as Luke will probably say as well. It was all going well there. And I know you do have to take opportunities in life, and I know you do have to try it. And under any other in any other situation, I would have been like, yeah, that's something you've got to do. But with Crawley and all the difficulties, because it's not a recent thing, is it? This has been going on for years now. With obviously the people in charge, Wagme, and I just feel like whoever was going into Crawley as manager, and as you said as well, Jen and Claire, there's been several managers that have gone in and it's not worked out for them, and experienced managers as well. Yeah. They've not just been like, they have been experienced ones, and I just feel like it's just a downward spiral, isn't it? And until they go, as we've mentioned for other clubs as well, until they go, I think it'll just be the same. I really do.
Yeah.
It's just horrible to see, really. But from a Rob Elliott point of view as well, I know we've spoke about it before. And Luke, obviously you're in the chat. Would you like to see him back at Gateshead? Do you think there's any anything?
Do you think he'd go back though?
Do you think he'd go back? Yeah.
Yeah. Would he just, I don't know, take some time off? Because I'm sure there'll be plenty of manager positions come the end of the season. Like, all the clubs that get relegated, most of them probably won't keep the manager. So there is plenty of clubs out there that could want a manager position. So does he just sit it out until the end of the season, or does he go back to Gateshead? Will the fans welcome him back? That's the issue you've got there as well.
But then to do that, they'd have to get rid of Carl Magny as well, though. That's the thing at Gateshead. So that's the thing. It can't just be one just shaft him out of the team. That's the thing. When especially when I know it's not gone well from Risa, but we're still holding on to a player place. So would it be the right time for Rob Elliott to go back at this moment in time? Maybe when they might revisit in the summer. Who knows? Depending on where they finish. But like I say, there's plenty of clubs out there that would probably want him. Because his track record does speak for itself. I think he was set up to fail there at Crawley, to be honest, in the situation.
100%.
Yeah, and if you don't get the back in that division, you go down. As simple as that. They are one of the smallest clubs in that league, Crawley. So it's not surprising to see him down there, but to have seen them do as bad as they have is a little bit of a surprise. And obviously, I think a big part of that's been recruitment. I don't think they've recruited well at all over the summer.
It's just a never-ending cycle at the minute, isn't it? With them. But yeah, any other standouts, Ben? I will come to you next. League One.
It's hard not to talk about Wrexham's win against Wycombe because in the context of things that had Wycombe won, they open up a 3-point gap again, and I think obviously that results and keeps Charlton in the running. I think as well because maybe 80 points would have still been a bit too hard for them to come back from, but the fact now it's down to 5 points is a big change, especially with 9 games to go. So I think a lot of those Charlton fans will be buying Sam Smith a pint after the goal on Saturday. But yeah, that shows the Wrexham aren't going away. I think for me, and I think to be fair to Wycombe though, to respond with an away win at Rotherham in the late showdown there, I think is a testament to their character because it could have been so easy for them to have their heads down after that, thinking we're chucking it away after they've had a tremendous season. But to come back with that. Definitely gives them that bit of hope again and that boost that they need really after a disappointing result like that. But again as well, I would have said Lincoln's win over Bristol Rovers because to be fair for Lincoln, they've been very inconsistent this season. They'll be very disappointed with the season they've probably had because a lot's normally expected them. They're normally flirting in the playoffs, and that normally they're a big club in the division. To see where they are really, it's a bit of a disappointment for them considering their recent successes. So, but to get 5 goals with Bristol Rovers was certainly giving us something, the supporters, something to cheer about at least. And, knowing that they're not going down, they're not going up really, but it gives them something to look forward to, I think, for next season or even to the last 9 games, really.
Dan, any standouts for you on here?
Pull me just as they were about to lift the trophy.
I can talk if you want. I don't mind.
No. I think you've all hit those battle games on the head. To be fair, like you say, the 5-1 for Huddersfield, good pick me up result after the sacking of Duff. Bolton a shit. just the usual. To be fair, I do want to go back to Claire. I know she's obviously off being happy, but it's the fact of when I was talking about Stockport earlier and the fact of Birmingham, with this where they're already sort of building a championship squad now that they're in League One, so that they don't get done over with the FFP and stuff when that comes into play. Like, is that something Stockport could look at?
We have financial fair play in League One, mate.
But what is it that Birmingham are doing then? They're doing something where they're able to put a squad together for so much money.
Yeah.
But it won't affect them.
So if your owners put in X amount of money, whatever, like if they buy a player because they're putting in that money as a gift, it doesn't count towards financial fair play anyway.
What?
Yeah, honestly.
How's I don't get how that works, because if you own a football club, no matter how you put money in, whether it's a gift or through the books, you're putting money into your business. So it should. Wow. To be fair, that's took me by surprise as that. There's always someone waiting to just sneak in at the back door with these little loopholes, isn't there?
Yeah.
just on obviously my standout from the weekend's results, someone who hasn't been mentioned, and they've been on a really bad run since the FA Cup. Leighton Orient, as Chris said as well, they did get a win, and against Blackpool away from home, Charlie Kelman got both goals as well. I think they deserve a mention because, as we mentioned, I think last week, they have been on a really bad run, haven't they, as of late? So, yeah, well done to Leighton Orient. Just on the Rob Elliott situation as well, I did ask Luke the question. And he put, Rob Elliott is a lovely bloke, etc. Would rather have Elliott back than Williamson, but both robbed us of players and disrupted our squad big time. And I agree with this. But yet again, the grass is not always greener. Completely agree. Graham put as well, feel for Rob Elliott, local lad and a Charlton fan, an ex-Charlton player too. Feel he's been made a scapegoat even though results weren't happening. Agree with all of that. And I'll just put, and have an Orient have a poor record at Blackpool as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's true. But yeah, League One table. So top of the table, we have Birmingham City on 83 points. Wycombe Wanderers a second on 71 points. Wrexham a third, also on 71 points. Charlton Athletic a fourth on 66 points. Stockport County a fifth on 65 points. Huddersfield Town are sixth on 61 points. And then in the relegation zone, we have Burton Albion, who are 21st on 36 points. Crawley Town are 22nd on 30 points. 23rd, we have Cambridge United on 29 points. And bottom of League One, we have Shrewsbury Town on 28 points.
I feel 22, 23, 24 are all done now.
Yeah.
They're all good.
Yeah. I don't think you're going to make up that many points with how many games are left out. It's getting down to the wire now.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this as well. We've got Ben and he's put, loving the show, first time listening.
Hi, Ben.
Hey. Cheers, Ben.
What, Ben?
But yeah, we are moving on now to League Two. Jem, would you like to speak about Morecambe?
No.
Please, because I really need to nip for a toilet break, so I'd appreciate it.
No. You're not allowed to wait.
And talk about Barrow, Jen, instead.
Talk about anyone you like, Jen. I've just gotta nip off for a quick moment.
When nature calls.
Oh God, I don't even know where to start. It felt like a loss. We walked out of that stadium and it generally felt like a loss. Even though it was a draw and we got a point from it. It was one of them games where we was on top and we was playing like we wanted to survive in this league. Then Max Taylor decides to do a Max Taylor thing, doesn't he? He pretty much elbows the Barrow player in the face. It's clear as day. You can see it and he gets a red card, he gets sent off. It's frustrating because as a player, with where we are right now, you should not be doing things like that. You should not be doing stupid things that is going to get you sent off because we're already down key players. We're already struggling to get the points to get out of the relegation zone. Why the hell are you doing stupid things like that?
Yeah, it's frustrating.
After that happened, it just felt like we're going to lose this. Like, we can't survive on 10 men. It was difficult because the first half we played really, really well, and going into the second half we were up 2-0. But then we just fell apart. Like, I don't know what it is about the second half, but for some reason they just come out and fall apart. And I never want to put the blame on one person because it is a full team and everyone works together. Everyone should work together. But the second goal could have easily been stopped. And I don't know why Harry did not just catch the ball. He just pushed it back out and he scored from it. Why the hell are you just pushing the ball away and not catching it and lying on the floor? You know, as far as well as many of us do, if we would have won that, we would have been 2 points from safety, maybe even 1 point. But he just pushed it away and they scored from it. And at that moment, I generally just stood there and I was like, what has just happened here? Like, it felt frustrating because we was on top. We were fantastic. We were performing like we started the season. Like, it seemed like, okay, the boys have it now. Like, it felt very, okay, we're going to survive. That's it. A couple more wins, we'll be fine. We'll get out this relegation zone. And then we finish on a 2-2 draw, and it just felt deflating. Like, it just felt like, that's it. Tranmere won. Carlisle, they're going down anyway, I think. And it felt like we're now 6 points from safety. Where the hell are we getting these points from? Because now we are pretty much in the shit. It's as simple as that. We should have won against Barrow. They are an awful team. I've never liked them, to be fair. They're just another thing.
Yeah, I don't like them. They're shit.
There's just a little niggly thing that I want to rant about. Flares. Why are we bringing flares into the stadium? I don't get it, especially from our own fans. We have to put a statement out today to say that someone has been banned for this flare. They now have a 5-year club ban. They now won't be allowed back for God knows how long.
5 years is a bit harsh.
It's not, though, I don't think, because for me, for Harry, our goalkeeper, who has asthma, we struggled. Harry had to walk away from his goal because he couldn't breathe.
No, been banned.
I think there's a way that you need to do it, and the fact that somehow I think he was underage. You can't search underage kids. It's as simple as that. Somehow it's got into the ground and it's gone off and it's gone on the pitch, and you've thrown it at your own goalkeeper. Like, that doesn't even make sense altogether. Why the hell are you throwing a flare at your own goalkeeper? Who has asthma, who struggled, who literally had to go off in the sideline to get his inhaler. It was that bad. Like, that's one thing that just annoyed me throughout the game. And then I think one other thing that really, really annoyed me at the end of the game, some people are starting to change their tune now and are starting to go for the players. And I generally stood there and was like, what are you doing? Why are you shouting? They were literally shouting at some of the players. So Adam Lewis, Scouser, you know what Scousers are like. They won't take shit. Went over to them, had a word with them, and they shut their mouths instantly as soon as he went over and said what he had to say. So why the hell can you say stuff? You get told by a player, we are trying our best. Like, we are trying. Why are you giving us abuse when we literally are trying our best? And I just stood there and watched them, and I was just like, this is not the time to start going against the players. This is not the time to start slagging Derek Adams off and saying Derek out and all this stuff. Right, he could walk tomorrow. We would be in the mud because no manager is coming to us at all. We're in a relegation scrap. We could be going down to the National League. That's bad in itself. That's job losses. That's academy loss, possibly, because our academy is fantastic, and without it, we would really, really struggle. So I think fans need to sit down and look at who's really to blame for this. And there's only one person to blame for this, and that's Jason. So don't start going to games and shouting at the players and giving them abuse, because at the end of the day, they're just lads that are trying their best with what they've been given. And we've got major injuries on the sideline. We've been down to one goalkeeper for like 2 months. That's how bad it is. We're very lucky that Ryan played in a cup game in the week and he seems all right. So he could be on the bench on Saturday. But I think some fans really need to sit down and take a look at themselves and think, why are you shouting at a player that's trying his best? Yes, it was a point. Yes, we should have probably won. But now is not the time to start abusing the players. Like, that's one thing I don't think I can ever get behind, is shouting abuse to players.
I can't understand the fact that players, some of them haven't been paid, at times during the season, like in the last couple of years, and to go for players like say have been put in, in a position where they've almost been set up to fail, really, by the certain people at the club. And I think that's the thing. I think if they were to go for the players, I know they shouldn't anyway because of the circumstances. It should have been way early in the season, not when you're 37 games in now. They've been behind them all season. Why throw it away now? When there's still mathematically a chance. I know it's not in the grand scheme of things. It's looking a bit bleak, but there's still 9 games to go, and it's like you still just got to get behind them and just stick with it. Because at the end of the day, we've said before, Jen, I think the main thing for Morecambe at the moment is making sure that they have a club to support next season. And obviously going down to non-league football, like I say, it is job losses. A lot of funding that gets gone. You lose a lot of TV money as well. And I think they've got to look at the bigger picture at this moment in time. It can't just be looking at what certain players are doing at the moment, because I just don't think that's right at all for the position that the club are in at the moment. It's just disgraceful, I think, really.
I've not seen it all this season, and I think it just annoyed people that we got a draw out of that when we should have won. But even then, you don't turn around and give abuse to players. Like, they're literally there trying their best to survive with what they've been given. They've not been given enough. A lot of them lads have played 90 minutes for the whole season. There's only a fair few that have been injured and had to sit out. So for some of them lads, they are tired, they're frustrated, they've just had enough. Like, it's getting to the end of the season now, and they are trying the hardest to try and get these points to stay up in this league, and you're throwing abuse at them, saying they're shit and they shouldn't be here, and it's just a bill that they shouldn't be paying. Like, I don't get it. Just don't. It
was probably like frustration at like not winning the game when they deserve to. And I'm not saying that it's right, because I agree they absolutely should not be doing it. But I feel like being a football fan comes with so many emotions, and people always handle their emotions in different ways. But I'm really, really glad that that player decided to step up and go and talk to them about it. And he's actually put them in the place by being constructive and like having the balls to go and speak about it, because I feel like that says so much about the type of player you've got at Morecambe. And you spent all season telling us about what a good bunch of lads you've got. I feel like that just proved it even more.
Yeah.
It's not just that these lads have had to try and get together over the last 6, 7, 8 months.
Yeah.
Some lads might have played at previous clubs together, but some might not. They've all come from different backgrounds. They could have all said, look, no, like, you've not even got a team. There's no structure to this. I'm not bothering. And yet they've all clubbed together and thought, no, come on. They'll have sat down in team meetings and had that discussion that, we're all in this. And I nearly burst into song. We're all in this together. Once we know. But it's true, though. That's what you need. You need that camaraderie and you need that togetherness. And especially now. When like I say, every game's a cup final, so I can understand the frustration for potentially dropping 2 points. But it's in your own hands as well. I know obviously it'd be nice for the other teams around you to drop a few points, but obviously you've got to do your business as well. But getting on the team's back when you need them the most, I don't agree with that one bit.
No. Yeah. I just don't think there's no need for it. And when I saw him walk over, I was like, because he always walks around and claps every single player, every single fan that is in that ground, he will go and clap them. Like, he's honestly one of the nicest players we've got. So for us, when I saw him walking over, I was like, this isn't going to end well. And then they went over to the person that was shouting. I think they were shouting, I can't remember who was shouting at that. It looked like they were going towards Tom White, and I was just stood there like, that man's play is absolute hardest today, got an assist with the goal. Like, don't be an arsehole. And then I see him go over and say something, and they generally just walked out. As soon as he started talking to them, they just walked away from it. And I'm just like, don't say something if you can't sit there and listen to what Adam's got to say to you.
Do you know what? Hearing your rant, Jen, is making me even more angry for my rant after, because the position you're in, the position we're in, it is making me more angry. So just get ready for it, everyone. Get ready for it.
I'm ready. I'm fine now. I feel better now.
There is a little bit of banter in the chat going on now. So obviously Ben came in, introduced himself and said, obviously, first time watching the pod. So people asked who we did support. So it was Graham. Who's your team, Ben? That's chat Ben, not on screen Ben. So it turns out he's actually a Palace fan, Ben.
You belong on Tuesdays, but welcome.
We don't want to lose another view, so you're more than welcome to come in on this podcast as well.
Come in them all, every single one.
Yeah, Graham put, oh, you can get in a bin then. I'm Charlton. So Ben put, who? And then Alan put, oh, a Palace fan has entered the chat. And then Ben's put, Eagles. And then
that Premier League team who only just beat little Stockport County this season.
And then Graham put, there's a Premier League show on Tuesday, Ben. You definitely should check that out. And yeah, you should definitely check that out. But please check this show out as well. And the women's one on a Wednesday. You be on and join in on all of them. Stay, please. Wes has put as well. Big Dan for Liz, Vanessa Hutchins. I think that's with you. You're singing. Alex has put, Adam Lewis is such a class lad. Luke has put, no Tom White slander, please. What an absolute helmet that fan was.
Don't worry. Any Tom White slander, I will fight them for you. Don't worry. I will get them.
And then our very own Sam as well. Ben, if you are still watching, if these lot in the chat haven't got rid of you saying that you need to come in on a Tuesday night, yeah, you should, but stay on a Thursday too. Sam is our very lovely host, and he has put open arms on a Tuesday night, and they do talk Premier League football on there. But you're still welcome to stay. Just want to put that out. No matter who you support, you are always welcome on here. Jen, do you know what? I will come to you again. Is there any standouts on here for you?
No, what? I'm going to go with the Swindon and Cheltenham Town match because I watched that before the game in the pub, and what a game that was. It was constant back and forth, and I've said it a lot, but Swindon have done fantastic to be where they are now, considering all their off-field issues. They were in the relegation scrap with us.
Yeah.
But now they're doing absolutely brilliant. That game was such a great game to put on at 12:30, I think.
Claire.
Manuport got a good win.
Oh, here we go. You're a Spanish chat. You're a Spanish chat. Come on.
I love it. It sounds better than Manuport.
Is that
it? Yeah, that's a really good win. You got, I think Wimbledon are doing really well at the minute, but obviously Carlisle are shy. So, yeah. Good win for Port Vale as well, getting back on form, aren't they, at the right time?
In the chat, we do have Alex, I'm a Newport fan. He has put a Harrogate at home review. Comfortable not being able to say that almost at all this season. Further divides our home and away form. 6th in home form and 23rd in away form. Oh, that away form does need some looking at, doesn't it?
Wonder why that is so. That's such a contrast.
Wow. Ben, any standouts for you?
I'm going to be the guy. I'm sorry, Jen. But we got to mention Tranmere. Like, so that again, second place Bradford City away from home in the season that Tranmere have had. They've just suddenly picked up a couple of results now at the right time, and it could well be season defining. But like I said, there's still 9 games to go. But Tranmere would have maybe seen that as a massive booster to their survival hopes now. Again, how if they can maintain that now, that is the big question, really. 9 games will show now who the characters of both Morecambe and Tranmere to see who has got it more now. But yeah, I think that I couldn't not say that one. But I'll tell you what, for Salford as well, they've obviously slipped right down. I think not long ago we were talking about them maybe being an automatic promotion picture, and to get a win against Grimsby, who's been excellent this season, I think they've exceeded probably their expectations for where they've probably been in the last couple of years. To get a goal, I think it was in the last 10 minutes as well. I think Matthew Lund got the winner for Salford. So again, that's a great win for them away from home and keeps them within. I think it gives them a sliver, still chance of a playoffs. I think this stuff, say 9 games, they're only 5 points off at the moment. I think had they not won that, then probably we'd be saying they're probably settled for League 2 again. And the class of 92, they're gonna be doing everything they can in their power to make sure that there is still a top 7 finish for them in the end of the season, because again, they'll see it as a massive underachievement if they don't do it. So they've just about kept their hopes alive for now anyway.
Dan, any standouts for you?
Colchester beating Fleetwood 3-0.
Yes, that was mine as well.
I was going to say, I just think Fleetwood have been quite poor this year. And like Chris says there, Colchester are putting a good bit of form together. So yeah, I'd probably have to give it to them.
Let me just go back to the chat. There's a comment that I did want to get up. Yeah, this one of Alex's. Obviously, we did mention what the problem was. At Newport, sorry.
Newport.
Newport. Jardim only wants to play one style. He said himself, no plan B. Don't talk to me about plan B. Which, when you're going away, especially at this level, you just can't go into a game expecting to play plan A. And then he's put as well, but 13 points away compared to 33 points at home. The parade is a fortress. Ooh. We have got as well, yes. Rebecca wasn't happy, bless her. Aki conceding a late equaliser to Scaffold FC. I love the nickname, though. I love that nickname.
She weren't the only one disappointed. I had Aki were the only team to let me down on my bet on Saturday.
Aki on an Aki.
I know. We've got Fifey in the chat as well. Hello, Fifey. Hope you're okay.
Hey.
Chris has put as well, Walsall are on terrible form. They are. They
They're
are, but
really
Bromley.
Starting to slip a
Bromley
bit.
are a good team. Bromley are a good team. I do like Bromley. 3 wins, 3 draws equal wins. Come. I can't even read today. I really can't. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm losing the will to live at the minute. I don't know what's wrong with me. Another really good win as well for Chesterfield. That was one of mine. But yeah, big game at weekend. Bradford versus Colchester.
That'd be a tough one as well. Like say, Colchester played pretty well, and Graham Alexander's done a pretty decent job of stabilising Bradford. Obviously, apart from this weekend, just gone losing to someone who, to be fair, it's that business end of the season, isn't it, where you can't write off those teams further down. You know they literally want it more than what you do. So it's a tough one to take. Obviously for Jen, more importantly, but for Bradford's hopes of promotion as well and playoffs.
Who would have thought, Bradford fans, who were all calling Graham Alexander when he first came, give him some time, let him get a team together himself, and you'll do a job. He will do a job.
The only reason Salford haven't done a Wrexham or out like that is because Gary Neville's stupidity of sacking Graham Alexander, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Was a very, very stupid decision. Very stupid.
Tarsus missed a promotion as well, so I feel like that's in good. Wait, it stands Bradford in good stead. Oh, I can't fucking I don't know.
Luke has put as well, I wouldn't mind Carlisle away. Nice local one for me next season. That's if we don't go up. Do you know what? I hope they do. If Gateshead don't, because at least Gateshead will have quite a close game. I know we do have Hartlepool. And we're probably one of Gateshead's closest games as well, considering we're like a couple of hours away. But it'd be nice for them to have another more local one.
I found it funny how they said Carlisle's and that will be a nice away day. Carlisle's a shithole.
It is.
It's really bad.
Very cold as well.
Yeah.
Luke's probably used to that though. But yes, the League 2 table. So top of the table. I don't know if it will be for long though. I mean, they were ahead by quite number of points, weren't they? But not anymore. So top of the table, we have Walsall on 69 points. Bradford City a second on 66 points. AFC Wimbledon a third on 63 points. Doncaster Rovers a fourth on 63 points. Notts County a fifth on 61 points. Port Vale a sixth, also on 61 points. And Colchester United a seventh on 58 points. And then in the relegation zone, in 23rd, we have Morecambe on 30 points. And Carlisle United, our bottom of League 2, on 27 points. Ben. Ben. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, his screen's not moving on mine. I can hear you.
I know, yeah.
There we go.
I'm just waiting for the introduction.
I know. Would you like to
I'll be on
chat?
the internet.
It's really bad, isn't it?
Would you like to talk about the 3-0 win?
Yeah, let's do it.
Come on, talk to us.
That's still Ben.
It was as comfortable as it could have been, really, against Chippenham. To be honest, I think what's going? I think I missed something there.
Ben, you're frozen. We can hear you.
Yeah, your camera's frozen.
It's frozen, but we can hear you.
You can still hear me, right? Can't we?
So at the moment, we've got Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg with Still Ben.
Hang on. Can we see me now?
Oh, shit.
Yep, still smiling away.
Oh,
Still smiling away.
you're a whirly wheel.
I'll just continue to talk then. Yeah, I think that's it was as comfortable as it could have been, really, against Chippenham. They were quite disappointing. I think they're at that point now where they probably just want the season done now, because they're not going down, they're not going up. But yeah, I think we were excellent. I think we needed to be. I think it was a game where we couldn't afford to drop points. We needed to win. To be honest, it was not. I had said that from the start. It was a must-win game for us, especially with Weston-super-Mare breathing down our necks in that playoff spot. First half, if we had our shooting boots on, we should have been probably 3-0 up by half time. We had enough chances to kill off the game. Keeper made a really good save. We hit the crossbar as well. It was a good first half, and I just thought that as the longer the game went on, I thought we were going to be in for another frustrating afternoon in the game, because goal scoring has been a major problem of ours. There's still games left, Sam. And then second half we came out again. I think clearly George Elokobi said to just stay patient. The goal will come. I think it wasn't really much we needed to change, and thankfully we did get it. Sam Corn corner, found George Fowler sort of in the 6-yard box, nodded it home. Mr. 1 goal a season merchant, now got 4 this season, so he's enjoying his best goal scoring season of his career. Not that he tries to mention it at all or anything like that now, but then we got a second one not too long after with our other social media sensation. Use quotations when they say that. Someone just he's been struggling for goals and impact recently. Sam Corn again involved, lovely first touch before squaring it across the room. He hit it left-footed across the goalkeeper, very good finish, and he's needed that soul because he's been under a bit of pressure from supporters. That he's probably not hit the heights that we expected him to when he came back. And then, I think it was really as straightforward as it could have been. And then, substitute Jack Coulthurst comes on and, gets a third really well taken goal as well. A couple of fake shots before slotting it across the keeper. Then, rooted to his spot. I'm really pleased with Jack. I think I said it before when he came and scored a hat-trick against Enfield earlier in the season. Like, he'd been left out of the side, and yet again, he's been left out of the squad completely in recent weeks. And, he's really stayed patient. Now, I do feel for him because I think he's on a player who's very good. He's a good impact player, probably not necessarily sort of the starter player that maybe we want, but certainly come off the bench, he always makes an impact. And again, he's got himself another goal, and I'm really pleased for him because it could be so easy for him to have his head down thinking my season's done already. But I think everyone knows that he's still got a part to play this season. He was a big part of Braintree's success last year when they got promoted from the National South, albeit he wasn't involved in the playoff games. But I think we needed that really. And again, another clean sheet. I think that's our 19th clean sheet of the season, which, is an exceptional record. That's nearly 50% of our games we've kept clean sheets in, which, is extraordinary really, considering the start to the season we had where we struggled defensively. We still got the best defensive record in the league. It just like us to score a few more goals. But if we attack, we show that attacking freedom that we did in that final third as we did on Saturday, we've got every chance to finish the season on the high. I think it's just a case of we just need to keep ticking off some wins. We got a difficult one at Hampton on Saturday. It's always been a difficult venue for us to go to. We haven't got the greatest record there in the past, but again, Hampton, one of those sides that sort of want the season done now. I think they've had a couple of bad results, and they'll be there for the taking for us on Saturday if we're at our best. But again, it's difficult to say. And also with some of the results going our way as well, it's sort of cut down the gap as well on that second and third spot, which I thought we wouldn't have a shout at, but we're only 6 points behind them with 7 games to go. So it's not out of the question just yet. And, we've still got to play Boreham Wood and Western-super-Mare around us and Farnborough. So it is going to be, testament of the carrots and how to see where we finish in that top 7 or not. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it pans out now, really, because, we are at that business end of season where we just need results. And if we can just do that, comfortably as we did on Saturday, then we'll be in that end of season drama come end of April.
Exciting. I hope so. I really hope so.
I still think we're not the side to watch out for in the playoffs. I still think there's better sides than us. But then again, you can never write any team off in the one-off games. And in the past, we've always been good in the one-off games, to be fair. Just look at our cup run last year and even playoff games. We've normally been good in playoff games. We may not always win, but we always turn up and always make a good account of ourselves. So, again, when we get into those big games, the players do rise to the occasion. But in the case of we've actually got to get there first, it's nowhere near done yet because Western are only 2 points behind us, and we've still got to go there at the beginning of next month. So that could well be the decider. But again, it's no good to us if we're not picking up results elsewhere, which we've got to start doing on Saturday. We've got to just keep the momentum going now and get another clean sheet as well.
But the other thing as well, Ben, like you guys have experienced promotion so many times that there must be a bit of a mentality at the club as well about like how you face those games and like people that have experienced it with you. I wouldn't write you off from winning the playoffs.
No, but the only thing, obviously, the difference is normally when we're at home, I think always find we have that big advantage because the crowd really do get behind the boys when, the big games come round. And being away from home, I always say, though, to be fair, that we've been under less pressure away from home because at home there's been that expectation of we have to win every single game. Everyone wants us to be back in the National League as quickly as possible, but I just don't think we're ready for it. I still think we need another year or two at this level before we can really have a go at it. But, that's the thing. Look, we've got big players in that team that have got good experience of winning the big games and performing the big games. You like George Fowler, Sam Corns, the gaffer as well. He was captain of that side that got us promoted last time. And, he's a big character to have. And if there's anyone you want in those big games, to get your players up for it, it is George Edekobe. And there are players that have been there and done it. So there'll be no excuses for us if we do get in the playoffs because we won't be there if we are to get there, we won't be there to make up the numbers. We'll be there to give it a good go because if we do manage to do it this season, then what an extraordinary season after, the turmoil of August and September where we were starting to think, we could be in for a long one here. So I just don't want all that hard work to go to waste, really. And we are at the moment just limping into those playoff places. But again, it's when you get there that you've got to make their opportunity count. So we've just got to make sure that the boys stay focused, which they will be. That they know that there's still a long way to go, a lot of football to be played. So yeah, just hopefully keep the feet on the ground, just take it game by game, really.
Just quickly in the chat, I don't know, I'm not too sure, Ben, but I don't know if you are aware of it, what Alex has put.
I don't really know who he played for.
No.
I'll be totally honest.
I was thinking, I was like, I don't have a clue.
It's not a name I'm too familiar with, to be fair, actually.
No.
Could you enlighten me, Alex, on who he plays for? Because it might give my memory a little bit of a jog. But it's not a name I recognise, to be fair. That shows that clearly I don't know everything about the National South. You'd think I would.
Chris has put as well, 7 games to go in the National League South, apart from Worthing, have to play Hornchurch. Dan as well, bless him. Thank you. We're fine as well. Thank you. And yeah, up the Dale. We will talk about the games though. Chris did mention, and I haven't done a slide for him, but I do have them on my phone. The fixtures, do not worry. I know all the fixtures. Even if I don't do a slide for them, I do keep tabs on them. But thank you for reminding me.
Come on, Chris. Not being funny. Shar is the oracle. Like, come on, give her a bit of slack, mate.
I know. I think all these people in the chat are all doubting me now. I make one mistake so far, and they're all doubting me again. Come on, remember, don't mess with me. I'm hungry. I want the mini eggs. Alex has put Chippenham. He's been out the last couple, and clearly the injury was bad since he's been recalled on the 18th.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's very wide. To be fair, because Chippenham, to be fair, are one of those clubs like like we say a bit like Lincoln. Really, they never get relegated, they never get promoted. So I've not really taken too much notice of them. But to be fair, though, Chippenham are a club I've always gone with. They're good people, good club. I really get on with their media team. They're Matt, Jamie. They're two top blokes. They are. They do so much good work for their club. And it was. Obviously, it's not nice to beat them in that way because we've normally had close games with them in the past, but it was nice to put a few past them a little bit on Saturday. But no, Chippenham I've got a lot of time for. But no, I didn't realise that, they had a sort of player like that in their cards. But clearly must have made the impact for them to have had the season they had because, again, they've done what they needed to do in that staying in the division. That's what they're there for, really, Chippenham. They just want to take the big scalp. So, yeah, I'm in awe of, what they do down at that club.
He did say as well, the only moment I've seen of him was when we scored that incredible goal. Why do we keep putting Hemel Hempstead? I said my H's, yes. Hemel. I'm going to have to pronounce it with H's now. Dan put as well, I went to watch Hornchurch a couple of weeks ago. They have some good players in their squad. Yay. Chris has put, I am worthy for everything that Shah does for this podcast. Thank you. I feel like you do think I'm a little bit of a numpty, though. Keep reminding me. He did put, he was just making sure.
You don't need to doubt her.
I know.
You get
yeah.
Wow. Wow.
I'm only joking.
But yeah, Ben talked to us about the rest of the National League. Oh, I don't really know what to say to that.
There's been a couple of real big standouts. I think the first one I got to give credit to is Weymouth. They're virtually down for me. I think they could be gone within the next 2 or 3 games potentially. I think maybe the next couple of games. But to get a win over Boreham Wood, and that'll be a big disappointment for Boreham Wood because that was probably maybe their last chance to stay in the title race, to be honest. And with Worthing game in hand, to win that at Hornchurch next week, I think that's Boreham Wood out of the equation. And to go down 2-1 to a side that very much have struggled for goals all season, and that's the reason why they're down there. They obviously has a massive disappointment. Again, I watched the 2 goals, and they were absolute calamities at the back for Boreham Wood for a side that have been built on good defences in the last sort of 5-6 years. And how it's gone for them now is, I don't understand it. I really don't. So, again, they might be one of those sides just limping into the playoffs. But then again, they've got to keep an eye over their shoulders because, Western-super-Mare are tracking everyone down. So, and Boreham Wood are definitely not secured in there yet. So, they've got to make sure that they react to that because that'll be a big disappointment. But I think the Worthing, result of the weekend for me has to be Enfield Town. Absolutely phenomenal win over Truro because they were 2-0 down. They were. They got an early goal. I think it was Harry Sidwell got an early goal for them. Cracking goal it was, early in the second half and chasing the game. And they got 2 goals in stoppage time at the end of the game. And like their scenes, it shows how far they've come from. Where they in January everyone had them down, including myself. I said they were probably the worst side we've played this season, but they've just found some momentum from somewhere and some belief in that squad. And that could well be the season-defining result that maybe keeps them in the division. But I say that. St Albans obviously picked up a vital win on Monday night against Hampton, which has given them a bit of hope again. But Enfield, I'm losing words for their run they've put together. I'm surprised their manager hasn't been given, Gavin McPherson hasn't been given manager of the month yet because he needs it after what's been an unbelievable run they've been on. So I really do. I do hope they stay up now. To be fair, because that's incredible. A club with limited resources. A squad that a lot of people have written off this season so many times, but they've just kept on coming back. And, maybe they've been playing with a little bit less pressure and they've been accredited themselves in their football club for how they've gone about it in recent times. So, massive credit to them. And also on the other side of relegation as well, Welling have to let go. Well, I think Rod String has resigned from there, which is unsurprising, to be fair. It's not, he did a wonder keeping them up last season when they were in a very sticky situation, but this year it's just not gone to plan for them. And I'll be totally honest, and no disrespect to any Welling fans, I'm glad to see the back of him because he's just, I don't understand sometimes how he's even got a job in management sometimes because the way he talks to players, the way he treats players sometimes is something that I'm not a big fan of. He's probably a much worse version of Mark White because at least Mark White can be a people person. He can have a laugh and a joke. I'm sure Rod Striger's the same, but when we played in the Kent Senior Cup in the season, the way he talks to officials and, and players, I just think it's completely unacceptable. And, he's almost got his just desserts now, to be honest. And they put their assistant manager, Brian Stratham, in charge, I think, for the rest of the season now. So, but I think they're as good as gone. I think the three bottom, the bottom three, I think already gone. I think it's that last playoff, that last spot now. I think that's between probably St Albans, maybe Salisbury and Enfield now. So, yeah, it's all tight in there still in the division. There's still loads to be played, 7 games to go, but nothing is certainly decided yet.
Just wanted to mention as well, obviously Tuesday's games, it was St Albans 2, Hampton and Richmond 1, and Welling 1, Hemel Hempstead 2. Ben has put as well, thanks guys, enjoyed the show, but it's bedtime for me. Hope your teams do well over the weekend, except for you, Graham.
I agree with that. Night, Ben.
Thank you so much for joining us as well. Chris has asked as well, Aveley are down pretty much now?
Good. See you later. Bye, Aveley. Got absolutely no time for that club whatsoever. They can go back to where they belong, and that is the Ryman League. So see you later, Aveley. Nice knowing you.
I love the sassy Ben.
I just can't stand them. I just think that, do you know what? The only good thing I like about Aveley is the manager, Danny Scopes. I love the manager, Danny Scopes. To be honest, before we got George Elokobian, I would have had him as a manager, to be fair to us. Because what he's done there is nothing short of remarkable. And probably a bit like, as we were discussing earlier, about, Stockport's like Rise and everything like that. They can keep it going. I think for Aveley, I think they've reached their limit because they've won back-to-back promotions and got to that stage. And to be fair, even last year, they had a really, they were within a shout of getting promoted to the National League. Obviously, lost to us in the playoffs. And I knew full well, and I predicted this right from the start, that they were going to have second season syndrome. They lost all their good players in the summer. They haven't been able to replace them. And they are where I expected them to be, which is bottom of the league. So, it's night Aveley, but again, they might well come back stronger for it. Who knows? That's the thing. I don't think they'll be one to never come back to the National South. I think they just need a bit of time to get some maybe money together and almost rebuild again. I think that's what they need to do most important. I think the most important thing is keeping Danny Scopes there as manager, because if they do that, they've got every chance to bounce it back next season.
Right, let's have a quick look at the National League South table. So, top of the table, and as Chris has pointed out, Worthing are on fire. They are top, 77 points. Second, we have Truro City on 73 points. Eastbourne Borough are third on 72 points. Boreham Wood are fourth on 71 points. Dorking Wanderers are fifth on 71 points. Torquay United are 6th on 71 points, and Maidstone United are 7th on 67 points. And then in the relegation zone, in 21st, we have St Albans City on 36 points, Welling United are 22nd on 33 points, Weymouth are 23rd on 28 points, and Aveley, as Ben did point out, they are bottom of the National League South on 24 points. I mean, do you think it's Worthing's to lose? Because obviously with that game in hand as well.
It is. It's been theirs to lose, I think, for the last month or so. And they just, what they're doing at the moment is just ticking off the wins, which has got to that point now. And that's what the title winners do. I think if they get the right result at Hornchurch next week, that should be then done because, 7 points, I think is going to be a bit too difficult for those sides to catch up on, and Worthing are just a train that can't stop. And if they do win the league, fair play to them, because like I said, plenty of time, they were the best side that've come to play us this season. Although at least we'll have to say we're still the only one of the 2 teams to beat them at their place this year, so I'll have that.
Do you know what? As well, even when we played them, they really. I know we did end up beating them in the FA Trophy, but the players and some of the talent that they do have and the way they play football, they play very, very well. So yeah. I think they are very deserving. As you know, Danny Cashman as well. He has a place in my heart. I just feel like I think everything that he's gone through in his personal life as well, and he's going through at the moment in his personal life. And it's just so nice and refreshing because he had a difficult time. He left Brighton's academy academy, went to Coventry. It didn't work out there. I know he's been on loan at a couple of clubs in the meantime, but I just feel like he's really found his feet at the minute at Worthing, and he's doing very, very well. Some of the football I've seen him play, some of the goals he scored as well. He's been fantastic this season, so I am really, really happy for him.
I think the only thing for me is Worthing, if they do go up, is they need to change the way they play, because I think the way they
100%.
play, albeit it's good for their good for their fans to watch at this level, but I think in the National League I just don't think they'll cut it, because they play very similar football to Dorking, and Dorking found that out very quickly, that they have to find a way of adapting. And I always find in the National League you need big lumps in there. It's a very physical league. Sometimes it's not about the football you play; it's just having them, the big men in the right moments. And I think that's one thing Worthing do lack, is they haven't got enough, strong physical players in that team. They're very much all technical, a lot of them. And I think if they can add that, if they do go up, obviously they can add a little bit to that and have almost a plan B. If plan A doesn't work the way it goes, then you've got a plan B at least. And I think that's what they're going to need if they do go into that division. And again, they're going to need to go full time, because I'm pretty sure they're still part time. So if they don't do that, they will struggle next year. But if they do win the league, then fair play to them, because they deserve it for me.
Completely agree. National League North, I think it is, if I've done it right. Yes. Any standouts on here for you, Ben?
I mean, spending more, just keep on, keep the train going. That's the thing we were talking about. They were very much, in a sliver of chance of a playoff place, but there's still a little bit to go. But then again, if they win their game in hand, they're only 4 points off. And with the way they're going, the form they're in, it is, promotion territory. If they can just maintain that for the last 9 games, I think they could well be in that top 7. But they've just got to keep going. And I think a 3-0 win over Kings Lynn will certainly give them that confidence, especially as the Kings Lynn and then themselves fighting for that last playoff spot. The likes of Chorley and your Buxtons and everything as well. But yeah, I mean, I think guests need a market, our adopted National League North team, obviously apart from Radcliffe, obviously, sorry, Jordan. But yeah, they needed that. And again, I think we were saying earlier, I think as Dan was saying earlier about, Tranmere beating Bradford, it's about the business end of the season. You can't guarantee that these teams are going to beat, the bottom teams all the time. The bottom teams will be fighting for every point they can, even down. You go down the footballing pyramid. It happens all up and down the country. And I've always said they need a market. I think if they are to stay up, they've got to make their place, a difficult place to go. And Chorley clearly found that out the hard way. Albeit the market's still in a difficult position where Oxford City have still got games in hand. It's still Oxford's to lose, really, to stay in the division, but. That's again, like I say, as Chris said, last minute goal against Troy, that could be the most important goal of their season so far. And had they not scored that, could well be in big trouble. But it's just about hanging on by a thread in there for Needham. So I'll be glad to see him. I would be good to see him stay up, because there are a club punching well above their weight. Staying up in that division would be a huge achievement for them.
Just going to the comments in the chat, Chris has put, I've seen that Scunthorpe versus Chester could break the National League North attendance record this weekend. They've sold so many tickets. Will be over 8,000 there for sure. Record is 8,036 attendance. As well. Just on that, that's amazing. That. Yeah, Paul put, I think Scum versus Chester will. I shall be one of those there. Love that. And he's also put Chris, obviously, on the match report. Kings Lynn away. Another game I wasn't able to make, but a huge 3-0 win away at Kings Lynn. Aidan Routledge and Finlay Shrimpton scored just before half-time, and Nathan Simpson sealed the win. We do have a few games, obviously, from Tuesday. So we've got Alfreton 1, Darlington 1, Curtin Ashton 1, Radcliffe 1, Kidderminster 1, Scunthorpe United 0, South Shields 1, Oxford City 2, a massive win for Oxford and Spennymoor Town 1, Needham Market 0. Any particular standouts on there, or pretty straightforward? I mean, Kidderminster.
I was going to say they've had a cracking week in that, and I think I might have said a couple of weeks ago, I think their title hopes were diminished, to be honest. But again, the table was so tight that if they win their game in hand, they're 2 points, below Scunthorpe, and Scunthorpe would probably seen that as quite a damaging result mentally for them, because they'll probably be thinking, hang on now, it's not just Chester we've got to be keeping an eye on now. A few teams are starting to catch our tails because Brackley is still not out of it themselves. Again, they win their game in hand. They go a point behind. It's too close to call now. Because we talked about the National South for so long, about the title race being so close all season long. I think when it's got to the big end now, it's the National North now. That's now reaching that point, and it could be any of those 4 teams. It is between that top 4 now. I think anything below that now is playoffs really. But again, Kidderminster and Brackley just about hanging on in there, and I would love to. I'd love to be actually one of those fans of that Scunthorpe Chester game, because to have 8,000 there for a 6-tier game is beyond. That's the thing. Some League One can't even get those sort of crowds. That's the thing. Amazing. I know Scunthorpe are a big club in a small pond, in that division, but to still get that sort of crowd, and obviously I think that's include about 1,500 Chester fans. I think that's unbelievable support for that level, and that's why I love the National League and the National North and National South, because the crowds are just getting better and better every year. It's certainly gone a long way from what it was 10, 15 years ago. Sometimes you look at crowds, there would be about 500-600, but now most clubs are getting at least 1,000 in now, which is incredible. And shows that non-league football is on the rise. So hopefully
that. Are they doing tickets on league day?
It is, I think as well, because I'm pretty sure it's non-league day at the weekend as well. So
it is,
and that's the thing, you got to make advantage of it. And to be fair, Scunthorpe and Chester have probably been quite lucky in this regard, that the game it falls on has to be the top of the table clash, where it could well be winner takes all. You never know. It could be the title decider. It would still be 6 games left, but it could well be the title decider. Who knows?
Yeah. Just a little shout out as well to Scott Duxbury getting equaliser for Radcliffe in the 86th minute.
I love that.
I love Scott Duxbury.
I love that.
I love how Ben's froze. We should all do it.
Am I still frozen?
Like that, Ben?
No.
Yeah, you're frozen, but we can hear you.
You're celebrating like Marcus Rashford right now.
Oh, you're moving again now, Ben.
Oh, I was about to take a screenshot.
Thanks, Dad. I know you were on my side.
In the chat, we do have a lot of chat. Chris has put Needham at home wasn't the greatest game, but Moore's got a massive 3 points with Corey McKeown getting the only goal on the 30th minute. Next up, Farsley at home. He also put South Shields losing to a 97th minute goal against Oxford. Wow. Luke has put Mental League, the National League North is, but whoever wins it, they will join. Bless him. I'm thinking that's Gateshead. He's referring to them. I know. Paul has put the top 7 is so tight in the National League North. It's 7 cup finals for most, as playoffs at this level are so tough, being one-off games as a Chester fan after finishing in the playoffs 2 years ago.
Do you know, the playoffs in that league are like so different as well, because you have like a playoff.
Yeah, it's eliminator round. It is,
elimination round.
Thing is, though, I actually grown to like it quite quickly, because when the idea first came in, like for the 3 divisions, I don't think a lot of people were in favour of it, because they probably preferred the 2 legs. And I got it, because obviously you want home advantage as well as away advantage, but it just puts everything right on the line, and also it keeps clubs that just a little bit further down interested, because I mean, obviously for us, I quite enjoyed our eliminator. Obviously, we had to play an eliminator game last season against Aveley, and I really enjoyed that. See, it's an advantage to get to 2nd and 3rd place, because obviously at the end of the day, they get 1 less game, but it proves that it doesn't matter, because Braintree finished below us, they did, and they still went on to get promotion. Played extra time in all 3 playoff games, so it shows that it makes no difference. And Braintree, again, they're a part-time side, so yeah, I quite enjoy the playoffs now, how it's set out now. It does make it a lot more interesting for one-off games.
Yeah.
Just going back to the chat as well, Paul has put, have to go all out on Saturday as Scunthorpe. I will get some pics of the game. And Aled put Chester fan in the chat. And then Paul put back, of course, there are a few Chester fans knocking about, Aled. And then he's also put, sometimes having to miss a game in the playoffs can lose momentum. Do you know what? I'm really enjoying the new fans coming in tonight, especially. It's really nice having you. But yeah, you can always have your say if you've been to a game as well and you come in next week, send us your match reports, any new fans listening and stuff as well. please do that. We really do enjoy your company and your interaction.
We're defense roles again.
Lucas put, don't mention Braintree, please. And Aled has put all Scunthorpe for banter. But yeah, the National League North table, we will have a look now. So top of the league, we have Scunthorpe United on 75 points. Chester are second on 73 points. Brackley Town are third on 71 points. Kidderminster Harriers are fourth on 70 points. Curzon Ashton are fifth on 65 points. Buxton are sixth on 64 points. Chorley are seventh on 64 points. And then in the relegation zone, Needham Market are 21st on 36 points. Warrington Town are 22nd on 30 points. Rushall Olympic are 23rd on 30 points. And Farsley Celtic, unfortunately, are bottom of National League North on 26 points. Right, Luke, and any other National League fans, get your match reports at the ready. While you're doing that, I'll just quickly talk about the derby game. So yeah, Oldham Athletic won, Rochdale won. Such a frustrating result because, to be fair, we played really, really well. We missed so many chances as well, which is really, really, really frustrating. We just can't seem to ever win at Oldham. We lose at Crown Oil Arena. Oldham always beat us there. But then when it comes to Boundary Park, we just cannot get the win. It's always a draw. So frustrating. And I think it's even more frustrating the fact that we did play extremely well. I don't know if any of you saw the goal, but it was a very, very good goal by Jay Birds, who we do have on loan from Exeter. The promising thing with that is he is out of contract as well at the end of the season. So hopefully, fingers crossed. He seems to be enjoying his football. He's getting on the score sheet as well for us. Hopefully, fingers crossed, he does sign. I'd love that. But yeah, just one of them frustrating games where it almost feels like a loss because we absolutely dominated them. And I feel like we just missed too many chances. We should have obviously put them away. But yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? All in all, I would have been really, really happy with a point. Obviously, away at Oldham. They are above us in the league. Obviously, a playoff rival. But yeah, it did feel a little bit like a loss. I'm not going to lie. But we move on. That's not my rant, by the way. That's for the next game. That's for my next game. Oh my gosh, I feel like Luke's the same with this. Before I get to yours, Luke, we will talk about some of the other National League results. Any standouts for anyone? Ben, I'll come to you.
Oh, we got to mention the poor little souls down the road from us. Ebbsfleet, they finally got a win on their belt.
I know.
First time, I think. Yeah, exactly. I think that was their first win, I want to say, in 28, 29 games. You know, I mean, it's been 6 months since they last won, and look, they're as good as gone. I think they lose on Saturday at Aldershot. They are relegated, so they could well be one of the first to go this season in the pyramid. I know Blythe Spartans are gone, but Ebbsfleet could be the first from the top 5. And but yeah, their fans would have enjoyed at least seeing a win. You know, Alex Lancashire got the goal for them, I think, in the second half, I think, and but Filed. I read a lot of comments because obviously, if you lose to a side that haven't won in so many games, you want to read the comments from the opposition fans to see what they think. Yeah. And a lot of them are in meltdown Filed because a lot of them are thinking, well, that's us down and everything. And look, it is a dampening result because if you are going to stay up, you need to win that game against the side that are down and obviously have only won one game all season. That should not be happening. And they're 3 points off safety. They are probably, for me, they're going to go down, I think. I just don't think they've got enough about them to stay up. But yeah, I'm absolutely like they've had a tough season on the pitch. You know, they've had management get recruitment completely wrong. They've all over the club. It's been an absolute disaster for them. But for them to get a win in their belts, you know, would at least send the fans happy. You know, just put a little bit of a smile on their faces. But they're inevitable. Maybe it's probably going to come for them on Saturday. But yeah, I think just for that purpose, I think I've got to give them the stand up. But again, Boston, another big win for them as well. The Great Escape is definitely on now for them, as Charlotte, you would have known full well from midweek.
Yeah, definitely. Just on the Absolute situation as well. Like, if there is any Absolute fans watching, no disrespect, but I need you guys to get relegated because I cannot take another loss or any more points dropped against you. Somehow, every single game it happens. So please, please. But yeah, I agree. Obviously, massive result for Boston. I will get onto them a little bit more on the next slide. Aldershot as well. I think that's a fantastic result. Altrincham are on a little bit of a bad run at the minute. We'll see again, obviously, Tuesday's games, but they have been a bit inconsistent recently. But massive for Aldershot, because I know they were struggling, weren't they, at one point? They weren't too... Let me have a look now. I think they should have pulled away, but... Yeah, they pulled away a little bit, haven't they? Yeah. But they were down there a little bit.
Yeah, they were not long ago. But that's the thing. A couple of results at this stage of the season now makes all the difference. And for me, that should be them safe now, I think. So, yeah, one more win for them, that would do it. But, yeah, I think they're pretty much done now, I think.
Yeah. I feel like that was a really good win for Tamworth as well. I know Dagenham have played like 2 more matches than than the 2 teams below him, so they could really be in trouble, because if they both win their games, they're going into the bottom 4.
100%. You think as well, some of the teams lower who are picking up points now, as we've mentioned, they really could be dragged into it massively. York obviously beat Yeovil. I'd like to say it was an Ollie Pearce goal. I think, from what I remember, was that this game? I don't think they played midweek, did they?
Sure.
No, it was an Ollie Pearce goal, 100%.
Of course it was.
Of course. Sorry, I had to get that in there, Ben. I'm joking. And yeah, Maidenhead 2, Gateshead 0. We will go to Luke's match report. Well, he's put both of them, to be fair, so I will mention both. He has put Braintree and Maidenhead at home. An awful watch. Absolutely no structure. Lack of confidence on players. No urgency. No effort towards the whole game. Barely tested their keeper. And looks like some of them couldn't be asked, to be fair. Feel like it's getting worse every time I see us play. He's also put, we are in rotting form at the moment, at the wrong time in our season. Yes, we are 6th and 5 points ahead from Altrincham, who are 8th, but it's going to get to a point where we will eventually slip out of the playoffs if the players are just going to play like this. He's also put, we've got Tamworth at home. I really cannot see us getting anything at all from that game, considering they are on red hot form. And then he's put, however, there is ongoing speculation regarding a potential takeover at Gateshead involving former Sunderland and Everton striker. No way!
Way.
It's in nature. Wow.
Wow.
Oh, no way. I hope that happens, Luke. Oh, I hope something happens for him. Just they deserve it. I have a soft spot, to be fair, for Gateshead. I shouldn't do, because they're in our league. And more often than not, they beat us, apart from this season. I won't mention that, though. But yeah, I do have a soft spot. As Chris mentioned as well, a lot of away wins apart from Ebbsfleet. Yes, you want to see the next slide, then. If you think this one has a lot of away wins, the next slide, every single one is an away win. And Alex has put as well, super Graham Coughlin. Love that man at Newport. Great to see him thriving at Boston. He's doing a very good job, to be fair. But yeah, next slide. So we have AFC Fylde 1, Sutton United 2, Altrincham Neil. Who's Neil? Altrincham 0, Wealdstone 1, FC Halifax 0, Dagenham and Redbridge 1, Gateshead 1, Braintree Town 3, Maidenhead 0, Aldershot Town 1, and Rochdale 2, Boston United 3. Very, very big results there from the teams lower in the division and near relegation, and in relegation, really, isn't it? Any standouts for anyone?
I mean, for Dagenham to go to Halifax. Well, for Dagenham to go to Halifax on a Tuesday night and get a result there in the situation they're in, that's huge, because, like I say, especially with pretty much all the bottom sides winning, it's kept him out of that relegation zone. That's the thing, because had they not got 3 points down there, we'd be talking about Boston, out of the relegation zone, I believe. So, that's a massive one. But I think, look, we can't. It's hard to ignore Boston. Obviously, I'm sorry, Shah.
Of course.
This is the thing. I think they're 6 games unbeaten now, and they've won the last 3. And for a side that were I think they were 12 points behind or something like that. They were miles gone. They were, and now you're talking. I think they might stay up. That's the thing, because as we always say, momentum's a big part. And if you got momentum at this stage of the season now, that's all that matters. And I think just in the way that it's going this season, I think they're going to be the ones to be safe. So for Graham Copland to go in there and under probably no pressure at all to keep him up, and that it's just been a case of just get a bit of energy and a bit of life back into the club, because they don't want. The one thing I always say for newly promoted sides is you don't want your promotion to go to waste by going down the season after. That's what I always say. That's why I always felt when we went down from the National League, we won the title and then we finished bottom of the league the season after. I thought it was a complete waste of a promotion a little bit. And Boston be thinking, saying, look, if they manage to stay up, then I think, look, it's justified that they've deserved to go up last year for them. And, it'd been a great achievement for them, considering, some of the big clubs in that division. So, and to go to Rochdale Tuesday night, with Rochdale needing wins and are in a good position themselves at the moment, they'll be seeing that as, massive, massive plus for them.
Definitely. I just wanted to mention on, obviously, from a Boston perspective, we were talking to some Boston fans before the game, and they actually said it's a home form that is letting them down massively at the minute. I think it was the game against obviously Dale was the 5th away win on the bounce, which is obviously really good for them, bring really good form away from home. But obviously it's a home form that is massively letting them down at the minute. But it was one of them games. It was really frustrating because I feel like the first couple of goals we handed to Boston, all the playing out from the back, the first goal, I don't know if anyone's seen it, playing out from the back as we do, we've obviously messed up and then they've utilised it, scored the goal. And then the second goal, pretty much the same, individual error from us again. And it was frustrating. Boston, to be honest though, despite our individual errors, they played very, very well, especially the first half. Everything was going their way. They were the first ones to the ball. Sam Waller had chances as well. It just wasn't our day at all. We did get into the game though. Second half, we scored a couple of goals. Obviously, don't know if anyone's seen it. Our first goal was from Hendo, the man, the myth, the legend, the GOAT, Ian Henderson. What a goal it was. Second goal as well, as I mentioned, before he did get on the score sheet again, Jay Birds. It's really nice to see him score. I think if we did get a goal earlier than what we did, we could have probably got the draw and got into it. But we've just got to accept it. It's just frustrating that our own individual errors at the minute are costing us. I don't want to come on here and complain because we've had some really good results recently, and I'm not going to be that person. But one thing I am going to complain about again, I'm so sorry, is a lot of our fans. Jim McNulty, I'm not one of them people who'll come on and slag the manager off, but I'll come on here and say I think he did get the team wrong. We've been really consistent from a defensive point of view recently with Liam Hogan, Jack Kingdon, who we have on loan from Manchester United, and Sam Beckwith at the back. They've been like rocks to us, especially since Kyron Gordon got injured. They've been amazing for us. And he ended up messing with the team and he dropped Jack Kingdon and he actually brought in our captain, Ebanks Landell, who it was really, really good to see him back because he's been out majority of the season. He had a really bad injury, had to undergo surgery. So it was really nice to see him back in the team. But I think he just put a little bit too much pressure on him too soon. Obviously, we were doing so well with our defence. They were rock solid. And then he's changed it up. And he did look a bit rusty, to be fair, Ebanks. He's going to look a bit rusty. It's his first start for several months. But our fans, honestly, they were on him constantly. He made a mistake for, I think it was the first goal. And our fans, Kyril Mitchell weren't playing, so obviously they're going to have to witch hunt for another player. Had to be Ebanks Landell. So everything he were doing, they were all shouting at him, screaming at him. And it got to a point, he got substituted off. And I think it was it was Jack Kingdon, sorry, they brought on to replace him. They were booing our captain, our club captain, who'd just come back from injury. Yes, he's made a mistake, don't get me wrong. His first game in months, he's undergone surgery, and they are booing him when he took off. Like, are we for real? Are we for real? And the next thing, Kyril Mitchell comes on, got 2 assists for the 2 goals we scored, and our fans are still slagging him off. Like, you taking the absolute mick out of me at this point? Like, really? Are we really going down this side? This like, I come on every week now. We are so entitled as a fan base. Like, who do we think we are? Seriously, who the hell do we think we are? It's getting to the point where everyone's going on about, the Spennymoor game. Let's get this massive. Let's get this. It's a really big game in our history, which it is. Let's make it a sellout. How the hell are we going to attract new fans when you're constantly on your players' backs, booing them, calling them, like shouting abuse at them? How are we going to attract more fans into our club when you are doing that? Especially your club captain and your leading goal scorer. Like, really, come on. Give them a break. Give them a break. These players are human. Yes, they have made errors, but these are human. And then when your club captain has gone off, you booed him off. When Kyril Mitchell then comes on, gets 2 assists to then call him. Come on. That's my rant. That's my rant done. But do you not think it's disgusting? Do you not think it's disgusting? And this is why it angered me so much, Jen, because it's like the position you are in, and then you've got our fans who have got the club. After that, what we went through last season, we have actually got a club. We have got really good owners and a good setup now behind us. We are going in the right direction. We are winning games in National League. But our fans are so bloody entitled and so up for their own asses and think they know everything. It winds me up. It really does get me back up.
I can see why.
Thank you, Claire. I'm glad you can, because if you would have said you can't, I probably would have just closed it.
So she's ended it here. That's it. We'll go back.
No, but imagine, right, being Ebanks Landell and you've been put in, like, Jim McNulty. I love Jim, but it was the wrong decision. I stand by that. I think he made the wrong decision. I think he put mountains of pressure on him, to be fair. But imagine being Ebanks and coming back from that really bad injury and getting booed off being a club captain and getting booed off by your own fans for making one mistake. Yeah, it cost us a goal, but
if they can be better, why don't they get their boots on and go on the pitch and see if they can do it?
Exactly. I would love to see some of them try. I might try and set up a charity match and see them all. And I'm going to stand there going, boo! Boo! You're shy! Boo! Get Ebanks and Kyril to stand on the sidelines with me and Taryn.
I will do
it.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, do it secretly though. Try and make it out like it's a big charity do, and say that you'll have the 2 players that were getting abuse as manager and assistant manager, so even they can fire shit at them from the sidelines, just like they've been doing all season.
Exactly. It just really gets to me. But honestly, hats off to Boston. Because as much as I've said, like the first 2 goals, we were our own worst enemies. We should have done better. But they came, they were physical. They really, really did deserve the win, to be fair. We just, again, couldn't put our chances away. But look at the table and we're still booing. We're still entitled. We're 7th. We're 7th.
And you've got games in hand.
Exactly. But we're still booing them all. We're still saying this player's shite and this player's shite. Cairo Mitchell has scored 19 goals this season, Claire. You weren't here last week. 19 goals, and he's getting slagged off and he's getting booed off. He's our leading goal scorer. You can tell I'm human.
Cairo Mitchell. There's
Exactly.
only one Cairo Mitchell. One
Thank
Cairo
you.
Mitchell.
Thank you. I'm going to clip that, Claire. I'm going to clip that. I'm going to tag him in it because you know what? He'll appreciate that.
Oh shit!
He'll appreciate that. But yeah, that's me done here. But I will
tag
go
him
to
in
the
this
chat
as
now.
well, Shah. Come on, Cairo!
That's an enchant.
Honestly, it just gets me fuming. Lucas put File can go down and stay down. Don't want them back in our league. I cannot be bothered to sit and watch us play awful against them.
Just because they're a shit club with a shit owner.
Paul has put all away wins midweek. Boston away at Rochdale is a standout, 100%. Wheelston with a huge result. I completely agree. Again, has this ever happened all one way? I know, it's mad how all of them were away wins. Boston are getting results. They are. I completely agree.
Barnet
3 wins. 100%. They've already won it.
League, yeah.
Already won it. 3 wins in a row as well for Boston. They're on top form. I hope they do it, to be fair. I really do. Their fans were lovely as well. Who we were speaking to before the games. Really nice people. Really nice people. But yeah, National League table. So top of the table, we have Barnet on 85 points. York City are second on 74 points. Forest Green Rovers are third on 72 points. Oldham Athletic are fourth on 63 points. FC Halifax Town are fifth on 62 points. 6th are Gateshead on 60 points. 7th for Rochdale, where all the fans are so entitled. And honestly, I can't believe it. It really infuriates me still. 7th. We are 7th, Dale fans. 7th, and in a semi-final of the FA Trophy. But we'll still call our players. Yeah, we are 7th on 56 points. Boston United are 21st on 37 points. Maidenhead United are 22nd on 37 points. AFC Fylde are 23rd on 36 points. And Ebbsfleet United are 24th, bottom of the National League table on 17 points. And again, I do apologise for my rants, but I just feel like our players do not deserve that at all.
Oh shit, I don't know.
Sorry. You didn't make yourself.
It's all right.
I'm talking about my dog, by the way.
No, you weren't, Claire. You were like, make me a fucking brew now.
I'm so sorry, I thought I muted myself. For context, I caught my dog dick in the garden twice today, so I'm entitled to hold him in a bed. I'm sorry.
All right. Just in the chat, Chris has put as well, in the mention of the FA Trophy game, the fans group are now on their 5th supporters coach for the Rochdale game. I love that. But yeah, that is the end of the football chat.
Oh, Shah's gonna ban me one day. I'm so Shah, I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
When I start laughing, I can't stop, man.
It's fine.
She's just waiting until the suitcase comes back, and then it's like, Claire, can we have a word? Why is my suitcase covered in dead moths?
But yeah, that is the end of the football chat. I'll come back to you in a second, Claire. Jen, where can everybody find you if they want to find you on the socials?
So it's Jen Hunt _ on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all the good social media platforms.
Ben, where can everybody find you?
Ben Stones FC1 on Twitter if you want to see, just typical Maidstone content, really. nothing too much more. I could be more active on it, but I just choose not to be really. So I only post when something good happens, to be honest now. But yeah, that's where you're going to find me. That's where the place to find.
Dan, where can everybody find you?
At Turf Morehouse on all social media, and soon you might even be able to. Some might say I've got a face for radio, but I have just been accepted to do a sports bulletin on radio, 5 till 6 every Saturday. So looking forward to that gig. Should be interesting. But no, yeah, Turf Moor on all socials.
Yeah.
What's that?
That's you not going to football then, isn't it?
It's what fire sticks were made for, weren't it?
We do not tolerate that on this podcast for any policemen watching. Dan was just joking. He meant his Sky or Virgin Media.
Yeah, through you now TV.
Yeah. Claire, where can everybody find you?
You can find me, Claire_Jeffs on Twitter.
Where can everybody catch the podcast you were on last night as well?
Oh yeah, so last night I was on the Scarf Bagara War, which is County Podcast on Twitter. Great podcast. Where can we find you, Charlotte?
If anybody wants to find me, I am SharXRFC. That is on Twitter, it's on Instagram, it's on TikTok. Her Game 2 stuff is Rochdale HGT. And the most important ones, we have Absolute Football Podcast, and we are Best New Content Creator at the Football Content Awards. You can find us on Twitter. We are Absolute Ball Pod. On YouTube and Twitch, we are Absolute Football Podcast. On TikTok, we are Absolute Football Pod. On Instagram, we are Absolute Football Podcast _. On Blue Skies, we are Absolute Football. And on Facebook, we are the Absolute Football Podcast. You can catch us at 8:30 on a Tuesday with our Absolutely Premier League show, 8:30 on a Wednesday with our Absolutely Women's Football show, and then obviously at 8:30 on a Thursday, we have the Absolutely Lower League team, and we cover the EFL Championship, League 1, League 2, Vanarama National League, and the Vanarama National League North and South. And spoiler alert, Sam has mentioned we have a very special interview episode at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Turn those notifications on now and check it out. Very exciting. I won't give too much away, but please give that a watch. Freya and Sam are doing the hosting, and what a great job they did. And of course, thank you to each and every person that has obviously taken part and joined in the podcast tonight. It's always really nice having that interaction, the chat, finding out about all your teams as well. Thank you to all the new people who have joined. We've got a lot of people in, so thank you very much for your support. Have a lovely weekend and hope you enjoy the football.